Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, 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 every day I'm hustling.
You know, I know it's a compliment, but a lot of times people will say, man, you box good for a white boy.
Caleb Sweethead West. TheBoxingVoice.com. But you see, when I sat down on this,
when you in the trenches, you know, it's cool to shoot them bullets. How you gonna defend yourself when them bullets coming back?
Davis thought Santa Cruz was gonna fold from his. The popular and acclaimed defending WBA lightweight champion of the world.
If it was the streets, these niggas would have been smoked. Pack the whole group up. Pack them up and get them the fuck out of boxing.
Haney, Cambosis, one of those folks, maybe Garcia.
All them guys is easy work. They're easy work, man. I'm the top dog.
The hard-hitting young star of boxing, 3-division world champion.
Skill for skill. I'm much more skillful than Canelo. I stand on that. I'm much more skillful.
You and Cambosis, what happens, Tank?
I'm whooping that ass. Tell him come see me. Tell him hold the belts. I'll whoop his ass for free.
The defending world champion from Baltimore, Maryland.
We from the city. You know what's happening, what's in the city.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
Gervonta Tank Davis.
SDS Promotions.
I remember walking in Mayweather gym, he sitting on the couch. I told him he a bum ass fighter. He ain't say nothing, not one word. He got a furrow on his 80 degrees on him.
What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. Obviously, I'm usually joined alongside Rainwalk Danny, but I decided to take this morning off as it is my girlfriend's birthday weekend, right? So we had plans yesterday, and yeah, us old folks ended up not staying out as late as we thought. So here I am, bright and early, juiced on coffee, ready to rock and roll and talk about the great news that obviously was, broke yesterday. And, on the surface, it sounds great, but there is a lot of information out there that I do want to go over with the audience because this news can be a bit misinforming. While everyone is saying done, it's not really done. And most people that are reporting done, they're also giving you in the body of their story that it's not done and that certain things need to happen in order for it to actually be done. And it's a pretty big list of things. Am I right? Like, for one, Tank has a trial in December that he has to go in front of a judge and hopefully come away with that, without any jail time or anything that can prevent the matchup between he and Ryan Garcia. Then there is the case of his January 7th showdown where an opponent will be determined, hasn't been announced just yet, but obviously he will need to get past that particular opponent and then have his fight with Ryan in April is the targeted date. But again, there is so much information on this story I feel like we need to take our time and pretty much go over everything and then come to a conclusion. So what I'll do is I'll start the poll, right? And finalize. But is it really done? We're going to use the exact title as our poll question and, give you guys the ability to answer. So, obvious first answer is yes, it's as good as done, right? Because we're optimistic and we believe, guess what? He's going to, get some probation, or his lawyer will be hungry and eat the case and he'll be vindicated there, won't have any charges, no convictions, and he's free to fight in December. The trial goes well. January, he's available. And he takes care of his quote-unquote tune-up, which has kind of become a word, a bad word, right? These days, the word tune-ups kind of become a bad word after Earl Spence said tune-ups are for people that, are unsure of themselves. So it's strange that they're using the word tune-up, but we do hear the rumors that Tank's tune-ups won't be a tune-up. Let's be real. The people that have been rumored to get the possible Tank shot are champions. The only one that isn't a champion is Edwin de los Santos, who just knocked out Rayo Valenzuela. And obviously, Edwin can punch, but he does have a loss, and he's not as experienced as Tank. That'll probably only be his 16th fight. But second option would be no. We need to see court results, right? Because if he can't get out that case, there's no fight. Then there's the possibility of Ryan also taking a tune-up. Now, I'm going to sound biased, but I'm more worried about Ryan taking a tune-up than Tank. Let's be real. Tank is pretty good, and he has some equalizing power to get him out of danger. So when we're considering a tune-up and the possibility of an upset and who can be upset, what's the probability of that fighter being upset compared to the other? I think that obviously Ryan is a favorite to be upset when compared to Tank. Like, I don't think anybody's going to say both men going into tune-ups, Tank is more probable to lose. It's just not. It's not true, right? So we would be more worried about Ryan. I don't know if we should put that as an option or should we just keep two options on the poll. Yes is as good as done. No, we need to see court results. I'll go with that. I'll go with no, we need to see court results, right? And, it's not going to fit. We only got 4 characters left, so it is what it is. We'll go with those two options for now, and I'll check what you guys have been saying here in the live chat. Remember, our Discord link and our Twitter Spaces is already connected. We're live on both platforms. If you want to go ahead and, get it off your chest, you want to tell us what you think about this, go ahead and call in via any of those two spots. Now, let me see if Tank didn't delete this other tweet because he's fast with that. But this one is very interesting, right? Because Michael Benson, who, scours the internet, getting all the news for most Twitter fans. Damn, did he really? Oh, here it goes. He posted this, and I am screen sharing right here on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. So if you want to follow along, come on over and do so. Don't forget to subscribe So you get notified every time we do go live. So Michael Benson says, Gervonta Davis, check. Ryan Garcia, check. Mayweather Promotions, check. Golden Boy Promotions, check. Al Heyman's PBC, check. Showtime, check. DAZN, check. Prayer hands or glorified hands, right? You know, praising the Lord hand emojis, right? All working together to make this super fight happen in 2023. But Tank posted this right above that quote tweet, cap with 2 exclamation marks from his verified Twitter, and he didn't delete it. So based off all the information that came out, the only thing that can be capped on this list, you guessed it, Mayweather Promotions. Something Calvin Ford has been saying on the Rise podcast for some time, that they're not with Mayweather, and it looks like Mayweather Promotions is not involved in this. And again, that's based off all the information that's come out. Obviously, you've got your Michael Coppingers, who wrote stories on this, and you have Dan Rayfield, who's wrote stories on this. All these men providing different insight. Keith Eidick wrote a story on this. There is a lot of information. So let's get to some of that on Coppinger's verified Instagram, who now works for ESPN. And he says, the Davis pay-per-view will be produced and distributed by Showtime, the network that's exclusively televised Davis events, sources said. DAZN, which streams Garcia's fights, will offer the pay-per-view through its services. So one thing we need to know is that Showtime didn't bend, didn't budge. What they did was allow DAZN to sell, but as I will continue to show you more of the articles and the evidence, they stood firm at the negotiation table with the stance that they have put on the biggest pay-per-views in boxing, which, you know, we can't deny. Whether we want to say, get out of here, those were one-offs. They're still the biggest one-offs in boxing. They still hold they're historical pay-per-views. Mayweather McGregor, Mayweather Pacquiao, historical pay-per-views. You know, the only other thing that comes close to those numbers is Mayweather versus Canelo, which was, I believe, possibly on fucking, was it HBO or was it Showtime too? I think it was also Showtime. So they're not lying. They're not lying that they have more experience putting on the big pay-per-view, that they have more experience handling the pay-per-view fights. They're not lying. But there is a lot of misinformation that they've worked together. No. Showtime seems to have said, look, we know what we're doing. We've been doing it. If you want your fighter to fight our fighter who we've built into a pay-per-view attraction, which is funny. This is something I've said. Like, and people, well, Ryan is social media. And I'm like, bro, if Ryan is this fucking guy, why have they never tested the waters on pay-per-view? And that was in the article. It's like, because Davis is proven on pay-per-view, that fight's going to be on Davis's network. Simple, like busting a pimple. But we get the fight. I'm just giving you the details. It ain't really like boxing fans should care about the negotiations. All we care is that the fight, quote unquote, is there. But there's a lot of information, you know, out here that says it's almost there. Not quite there. But moving forward, DAZN, which streams Garcia, we got to that. Then Davis tweeted that he'll fight on January 7th. Now, this is something I told you. So, like, obviously, Tank is a great fighter. We consider him to be that. So we're not really worried about his tune-up. Granted, there is a lot of, again, rumors that Hector Garcia will be the opponent chosen. And let me tell you, that is a fantastic tune-up. if he gives me that, that's not even a tune-up. Let's be real. This is not a tune-up. If he gives us this, he's on his Earl Spence shit. Because this dude just beat my guy from Brooklyn, Chris Colbert. This dude just beat Super WBA champion Robert Gutierrez. Bro, this dude's hungry. A fight with Tank is the biggest fight of his life. It'll change his life. So this ain't no tune-up, but Tank still is a favorite. You feel me? Tank's still a huge favorite because of his skill, because he's been on this level before, because he's been under them bright lights. Hector's going to be pulled in every different direction as his first time on pay-per-view. He's going to have to sell. They're going to ask him questions. It's going to be crazy. Then you got to worry about translators translating what he's saying from Spanish to English. That shit's going to take forever. But that ain't no tune-up. Tank could call it a tune-up. That's not a tune-up to me. You know. So credit Tank if that does happen. That being said, we have more to discuss, right? Obviously, we talked about December and the trial date for his alleged involvement in a hit-and-run crash. Now, he's going to trial. So maybe they got a witness that's going to take the stand and say, Tank wasn't driving, I was driving. That was me. That person is confused because, I mean, you going to trial. You might as well prove. You're going to have to prove that that wasn't true. And by going to trial, you and your team feel that you can prove it, right? Because even though that's your constitutional right to go to trial, for whatever reason in this country, you're punished for going to trial. And what I mean by that is, like, hypothetically, the maximum sentence, hypothetically, let's say it's 2 years jail time, maximum, right? But, you know, you go to trial and you lose and they give you that max. Meanwhile, other people, let's say they took a plea or whatever and they got lesser time. So the judge is punishing you for, quote unquote, wasting the public's money by going to trial because it costs money to go to trial. They mad at you. So now you got the max just because you wanted to try and prove your innocence. So the scheduled trial date was for December. That's been pushed back to February. So it opens him up for the tune-up. But the trial still is it's an interference. Because the alleged Ryan date is for April. So the other weird thing about this is sources told Michael Coppinger it'll be a catch weight of 136. Like, that's a little silly. I'm going to be real. That had to be something that Ryan Garcia wanted because we all know he's already moved up in weight. So maybe he's like fighting so that he's not losing at every turn in the negotiations. So he's like, fuck it, bring him up. I'm already too big for 35, but now there's nothing of significance on the line. It's just the fight. At least fight for the 35 regular. At least there's a belt to hoist up and pass to the winner. It's crazy. They need a title on the line. They definitely need a title on the line. And that being said, let me go to my Instagram where I believe Gilberto Mendoza of the WBA has already said something like that. Like, oh, you know, such a big fight, but no title on the line. And I'm assuming he's going to fix that, bro. I'm assuming he's going to somehow allow Tank to defend that title 1 pound above. I'm not really sure. Obviously, I am assuming. but I am looking through my DMs because I was tagged on it, and I want to screen share it because maybe I just have to go to his fucking Instagram. Because, it's these little things are telling, and it seems like maybe he wants to get involved. Remember, Tank is his WBA champion, right? So let's see here. Boom. All right, here we go. So I'll give you guys a screen share right here. Hopefully you're following along on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. And here is the story, Instagram story in question. And this is Gilberto Mendoza, the WBA president. And he says a lot of hype. Funny he chose those words, right? A lot of hype. Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis, a great fight. But until now, seems there is no world title on the line. Catch weight, 136. Pretty strange. But what this indicates to me is the same way that, Mauricio Suleiman creates Mayan belts and Earl Spence wing belts and, June 13th breaking the chain belts. I'm expecting WBA to make up a little belt or bend the rules just a little bit so they could get a check. Because obviously if Tank defends that title, he got to give them some sanctioning fees. And you know how that is. But speaking of how things are, don't forget to subscribe because you know that's the way it is around here. We need about 300 of you, and there's about 500 of you watching. So we only need 300 more people to turn this from 158,000 to 159,000 subscribers. So go ahead and tell a friend that we rocking out each and every day. Live, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Look, once again, my own producer's upset because we were scheduled to have a morning guest. But again, I thought I was going to be out a lot later last night with my lady. And I just figured, hey, I might not be able to wake up. So why have y'all waiting? Unfortunately, for the guests, I did wake up. Full of energy and ready to rock and roll. So no days off. You feel me? But go ahead and punch that thumbs up. I just changed it from 101 to 102. So you do it. Oh, yeah, Keem. You know I love to hustle, man. Plus, I was at the gym last night too, right? Did I go to the gym yesterday? Actually, I didn't go to the gym yesterday. But the day before I did. But I'll be there today. Going to Bones today. We're the new Border Wars fighter, actually. New heavyweight, but he's trying to get down to cruiserweight to join Border Wars. He's about 5'10". He's looking for a fight from 185 to 195, so that's the cruiserweight division. So if you are ready to get in the ring and swing, shawty, shout out to Liz Lowe, hit me up, DM me. I got a little questionnaire I need you to fill out, and then you're ready to rock and roll. But look, let me get to some callers. Looks like phone lines are lit. I need you to go ahead and request if you want to speak, both on Discord and or Twitter. Go ahead and just raise your hand on Discord and or request to speak on Twitter Spaces. Those links are pinned right here on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. So click that link and it'll take you to the respected platform that you want to use to call in. So let me go ahead and get to these phones. I'm going to go ahead and play this little advertisement because I need you to
remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
You know what I'm saying? Drop me a 5-star review and I'm going to love you for it. You feel me? I got a couple of shirts to give away, actually. So if you've never dropped a 5-star review, drop one. Tag me, screen share it to me in the DMs, and I'm going to have my peoples get with your peoples to send you a FTWR brand boxing voice shirt. I don't have mine on, but you know how sexy they are. Let's just be real. And if you don't know how sexy they are, I'm going to give you the link right now. You can check out their website while we're live. So just so that you know what it is we'll be giving out, because I do want to give out at least 2 of those today. So the way you can win it is by dropping me a 5-star review on iTunes. On iTunes. Take a screenshot of that, send it to me via DM, and I'm going to make sure you get that shirt. Only 2 people. So the first 2 to hurry up and do it and get that proof. Oh, you about to get this FTWR brand shirt. You can check it out for yourself, how sexy it is. We got hoodies as well, and they're unisex, ladies. So, jump on the gang. Let's go.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
That's right. Don't forget to subscribe. Why? Because we're trying to reach that goal of 159,000. So help us get there. We're going out to Washington, D.C. What up? Jay Hardcore.
Hey, what's up with you?
All good, brother. How are you?
Man, I'm keeping life real simple. That's about it, bro. I'm happy that this fight got made for sure. How about yourself?
Well, like I was telling the audience, I'm not sure that it's made for sure. Like you and I both know, there's a February trial date, and the rumors of Tank's next opponent, because I think it's disrespectful to call it a tune-up, being as though I've heard no rumors of a tune-up and only of hard fights. Yeah, so, I mean, if he's really taking on Hector Garcia, that's not a tune-up. We got to see, can he beat him? Yeah, he's the favorite. Yeah, he should beat him. But, Hector obviously proved that he's on that level. I mean, he got the Colbert win and the Gutierrez win back-to-back. So, no flukes there.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a challenge, and I like that. And that is definitely on some Earl shit right there. If he is taking Garcia. And you and I even talked about it yesterday when you asked me who I thought it would be. But, yeah, heavy is the head that wears the crown, man, because the boy got a lot on his mind right now, especially with that court case. Actually, I think I was one of the first to hear about it in the industry, even though I didn't report it because I don't like reporting stuff like that. I only like reporting boxing. But the young lady that was actually in the accident, the guy I work out with sent me the text that morning saying his cousin was just in an accident with Tank. So, yeah, so it's heavy. And the big thing about it is right now she's the one that's pressing it because they was in court not too long ago, and she was like, nah, he need to go to jail.
Damn, so she don't even want money. It's not even a civil thing.
Oh, man. So that's what's so crazy, man. So, man, I pray that they figure this thing out, man, because I know he didn't intentionally wanted to harm the young lady or anything like that. Or if he was driving, I don't know. I can't say that, and I don't want to be the one to say he was driving because I don't know.
I don't think he's saying he was driving because the reports are saying alleged hit and run. So they saying they're not sure it was him.
Yeah, they got cameras on. Well, trust me, they know who it is.
I mean, they know who car. They know who car it is.
Yeah, but those cameras zoom right in, bro. But I don't know who it was.
I hope you're wrong because think about it. What kind of
no.
lawyer?
I didn't say that was him. I'm not saying
you. I'm talking about that last statement about them cameras zooming in. I'm just saying what kind of lawyer am I because you get a discovery, and in that discovery you get everything that the prosecution has. If the prosecution has traffic cameras, you get to review those cameras. You don't. That information isn't withheld from you. That information isn't hidden from you.
It's called discovery.
Yeah, so it's like, why would his lawyer be like, man, fuck that, let's go to trial. They got you on camera, but we could beat this. It's like, hold up, fams. Either they got me on camera and I'm not beating it, or whatever's on camera, they can't prove it's me.
Yeah, but she the one that want to take it to trial.
Yeah, I mean, she got nothing to do with it. This is what I'm saying. This is a
I see what
legal,
you're saying. Yeah.
is a legal matter. So prosecution has to prove without a shadow of a doubt that, you know, he is guilty. She could be there as a witness. You know, she could have given information to have him get indicted, but
Yeah, she did. She did.
But you know, her just saying sentiment, that shit ain't gonna matter.
I'm just going by the news that was in the Baltimore paper. That's all. So she is the one that's going to be the witness.
Okay,
but,
so they got a witness.
Yeah, she's the witness. But I don't know who was driving it, and I hope it was one of his boys and not him. To be truthfully honest, man, because I don't want the accident to have happened at all, but I hope it wasn't him. I really do, man.
Yeah, well, see, did the story? Because I didn't read the story. You know, that's never really my thing. Like those negative things like that. I'm not saying it's negative. I'm saying like that's a personal situation. Ain't really got much to do with boxing.
Right, and I don't report that on my channel. I don't do that. Yeah,
but did it say what's the max that it carries?
I don't remember.
Did they say if they offered him a offer he turned down?
I think no. I tell you what, I get back with you because I don't want to spew wrong stuff. So I get back with you on that. Yeah, but we pray that this thing moves forward and you know and things work out. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yes, indeed. But yeah. But I'm gonna tell you, though, if it does happen, first thing you're gonna hear, if Tank knocks him out, the serious narrative. He was never on his level. He was inexperienced. He's this, he's that. So he's not going to get any accolades for winning that fight.
I disagree, man. I disagree. I think
you've been in this boxing game for a long time.
Not because of that. I just feel like you know he is very popular, and as bad as we think he is, there's only a few people that can beat him. So it's not like he's not gonna come back and get a win, and it's also not like he's with a secondary tier promoter. Like he's with Golden Boy, so he'll come back and also get a title. You know, so his loss won't be the end of him if he loses, because you know there is a beautiful storyline here that people are obviously not looking at because they don't think Tank will lose to Ryan in any universe or galaxy. But the truth is, if Ryan can beat Tank, he might become the greatest fighter ever. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, what? But think about it. When's the last time someone went straight for the top, never won a title, never fought no one good? Like, you know, it's like he fought some decent dudes because Campbell's a gold medalist and whatnot. Fortuna was a former champ, but it's still, he's going like from here to up there when you talk about Tank and
Leon
skill.
Spinks did that with Muhammad Ali, right?
And that's my point. You gonna mention Leon Spinks. You gonna mention Lomachenko. And then you're gonna be forced to mention Ryan Garcia.
But when I said the narrative, though, I was talking about on Tank's side. They're not going to give him any accolade. I wasn't even talking about Ryan.
No, I know what you mean.
Okay.
I know what you mean, but I disagree because of his popularity and because of who he's with. He gonna become a champ again. So just like Pedraza, right? Like he beat Pedraza, and some people was trying not to give him credit at certain points in his career. But when Pedraza became a two-time champion, you can't say shit about that motherfucker. He's a two-time champ. So when Ryan, if he loses to Tank, he will become a champ, bro. My man's like 25, 24. He will become a champ. So that win will either age very well for Tank, or that fight will be the moment where, you know, Ryan made history, because again, you're gonna be forced to put his name in there with the Leons and the Vasils. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, but what they're going to say with Tank is, okay, yeah, we knew he was going to knock him out, but now you definitely got to fight Devin, Shakur, or Loma. You got to step up. That's what they're going to say.
I don't know about maybe they'll say it with that tone. I don't know that they'll have the same meaning behind them words, right? Like, if I ever say it, it's going to be because I want you to do what your forefathers did. Who were your forefathers? The motherfucking four kings. They fought each other. So just because you beat Ryan don't mean you the man. You got to beat Ryan, Devin, Core, Tio. Beat all the dudes of your generation. That's your competition. Like, you the one going to be interviewed 10, 20 years from now, and they going to ask you, damn, why you never fought Dev, though? You fought so-and-so and so-and-so, but you never fought Dev. You never fought Core. You and Tevin went back at it for 7 years, and y'all never fought. You and Gary, that motherfucker was calling you all types of names for 30 years, and y'all never fought. Like, you got to fight your contemporaries, man. You can't just be out letting these dudes be out here talking smack. And you the boss. You the boss. What does Canelo do? When Canelo was disrespected by motherfucking Laura went to his press conference. He said, oh, you disrespectful? I'm going to whoop your ass. Gennady disrespected, jumped in the ring. Oh, you disrespectful? I'm going to whoop your ass. So I just want some of that energy, man. Be a fighter.
Yeah, I definitely want that energy. I just feel, though, that he was a young guy coming into the industry and didn't realize that, hey, they work for me. And I'm thinking he's starting to realize, hey, I'm the boss. I'm the money maker. And he's going to have to start making those decisions and not let Mayweather Promotions or Al Heyman. He's going to have to tell them, hey, y'all making me look bad. I want to fight these cats. I know I can whip these cats. I'm going to fight these cats, or I'm going to have to relieve myself from y'all. That's what's going to happen. That's just bottom line. If that doesn't happen, all that what you just said, they're going to be on his ass about. They're going to be like, hey, man, you the boss. You said you left Mayweather. You said this, you said that. He got to step up and take control of the reins and say, this is how it's going to be from now on. Bottom line.
Jay, let me get to some other callers. Do appreciate you. Looks like I got some information here. Under the Maryland Transportation Code 27-113, leaving the scene of an accident, resulting in serious bodily injury is a felony punishable by up to 5 years in prison and a fine of $5,000. If the accident results in death, hit and run carries a maximum of penalty of 10 years in prison and $10,000. So, truthfully speaking, that's not a lot of time for either charge. You know what I'm saying? Whether there was someone that died, obviously Tank loses 10 years of his life. He's fucked. I'm not trying to diminish it or minimize it in any way. I'm just saying it's not a lot of time. 5 years, because there's definitely no one that died from what I was told. So we not even thinking about the 10. We thinking about the 5. So then we got to factor in, is he a first offender? You know, does he have any felonies? Because, yeah, we know Tank's lived a rough life, but as a juvenile, and then he got with Calvin Ford and found boxing. So is anything that he did as a juvenile and not as an adult? And what I mean by that is, does he have a clean record as an adult? When you have a clean record as an adult, sometimes things like this, you're eligible for programs like PTI or probation. You know, Tank's very rich. This exists, okay, in the world. He could get weekends. I know that's difficult. As a boxer, you fight on the weekends, but if you ain't got no date and you just got to come in Saturday and Sunday, really Friday, you leave Sunday. And, yeah, I know that sounds crazy, but I promise you this exists. Like, you can literally go to jail just on the weekends. It all depends on what your lawyer can do. It's not – it's what you can negotiate. And, again, Tank is very rich. Again, the fine for his charge only carries $5,000. What if Tank is – lawyers like, look, we're going to give the $5,000 plus $45,000 to Maryland Boys and Girls Club, and we would like, you know, for him, because he's a high profile, to only do weekends. Monitoring. They could fucking put the bracelet on my man. So let's not just all the way throw the keys away and say, oh, he's going to jail. Because there's a lot in between. There's a lot in between now and then and jail. And jail, like, And it's only 5 years. But this is what I'm saying about society, right? There's a documentary on Netflix that's talking about this. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us go through this. And this is what's wrong with the justice system, right? Tank's charge, the maximum is 5 years, right? Maximum. That means, you know, he had to be the worst at what, like, not the worst at what he did, but, you know, he had to be, let's say, aggressive or resistant arrest. Like, for you to get the max, you have to be, you know, you did it all. You shouldn't be entitled to the max just because you went to trial. You understand? So, like, if they offered him the max is 5 years and they saying, yo, do this 1 year in the county, 365 days in the county, not prison, in the county. And he like, nah, I ain't doing no fucking year. Let's go to trial. And now he goes to trial and he blows trial and they give him 5. That's not fair. You just exercised the constitutional right to try and prove your innocence. Because you did that, they want to punish you by giving you the max. So that is the worry that citizens have when going to trial. Like, the max should only be there if you were, you know, an extreme criminal. Like, that's why there's a maximum and a minimum sentence. You shouldn't be now subject to get the max just because you made the fucking judge work an extra day than he or she wanted to because you decided to fucking go to trial. You feel me? Yeah, Brandon, the legal voice. Stop hating. But we got some super chats, I believe, from the first one looking like... Axiom says, will the zone logo be printed on the ring? Good question. Good question. You want to hope they negotiated some sort of, you know, advertisement and visibility, since it seems they will only provide it on their channel. So, yeah, you want to hope they get some visibility. And you want to hope that Showtime allows them to get some visibility, because you want this to work smoothly. You want to hear the quotes that Bob was saying about PBC when they worked with Fury, you know, and how easy it was and how beautiful those people are over there, so that we could get more of these cross-promotion, co-broadcasts, whatever this is. But we need more of this in our sport. Okay, so more information. The hit and run is traffic. Is 14 traffic violations, including driving with the revoked license. I mean, again, bro, let me tell you, traffic is municipal. So, you know, as long as it's not Superior Court and it's not, you know, I mean, they already said it's a felony, but I mean, this traffic shit, he'll get like fines, might not. If he was driving, right, he might not, you know, they might suspend his license, which seems to be already suspended. You know, those are, yo, people in Baltimore go through that every day. Be like the East Coast, let me say, Philly too, because it's like we drive motorcycles, dirt bikes, ATVs, four-wheelers, all that in the street. So if you get caught, because a lot of people don't pull over. So, you know, what do you think is going to happen when you get caught illegally driving those things? Yeah, they'll suspend your driver's license, whether it's a car or not. So we don't know what that suspended driver's license stems from. And we know that's kind of the culture in Baltimore, to get on them bikes and get on them ATVs. I mean, there's an entire Showtime series on it, I believe. We got the best dad ever, who is from Baltimore. $10 super chat. He says, shout out to Tank and Ryan for making this fight. I've been telling people shit for months, and they told me I was wrong or any other excuse they can make up in their head. Earl and Bud pay? No clue what Earl and Bud pay. Maybe he wants Earl and Bud to, you know, follow in their footsteps. But shout out for the $10 super chat. We appreciate you, best dad ever. The Axiom right back with a $2. He says, rumor is Ellis versus Boots on the co-main for Tank. I haven't heard anything. I did reach out to Ellis coach, and he left me on red, so I wrote him back like, damn, you leaving me on red? Oh, no, I'm busy in Texas. I haven't heard anything yet. All the welterweights saying they haven't heard anything yet. I was talking to Cody Crowley's team. I haven't heard anything yet. But everybody's getting ready for January. All the welterweights is ready for January. Keith posted yesterday, shh, don't tell nobody. He in the gym. But we been knew he was in the gym. But now he's publicly posting it, right? Because he told us and we told you, but now he's publicly posting it. Is he feeling camera ready? And that's why he's posting, right? We got Optimus Prime, $10 super chat. He says, can't stop, won't stop, TBV. Let's go, champ. Appreciate you. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. It's going to help with the visibility of the show. Plus, you want us to grow. You want us to get more interviews, more information, and be able to give you that information every day right here at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Plus, we come back for a lunch special at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 o'clock Eastern every single day. Today, we're going to have the president of the IBF, Daryl Peoples, on the Win Casino show. So guess what that means? That means you better tune in because we're going to be putting the pressure on him, asking him all about Boots, all about Earl Spence, and why Earl ain't had a mandatory since I don't know when. So if you want to hear some good shit, real interview, tough questions, oh yeah, you know where to tune in. Today, a las 12 Pacific Standard Time, where we're going to interview the IBF presidente. We got on the line, Lyles, what up? Stant, what up? You muted yourself, champ. You got to unmute. You there? All righty then. We will try and come right back to you in a couple of seconds. All right, let's check on Discord. We got Q in North. What up?
Hey, Ness, what's good?
What up?
Hey, Ness, why everybody being negative trying to figure out a way to fight don't happen? My man say he announced a fight, everybody like, oh no, he got a trial.
I mean, because all that's realistic. There is a trial that could keep him away. There is a fight with a rumored opponent that could knock him out. Like, these things are real.
Yo, PBC keep everything close to the vest. Shit be going on. PBC don't make no fights. Shit, I was talking shit. PBC don't make no fights. And then they just start dropping fight after fight. That's what they do. They gonna announce this fight and the fight out. It ain't like Tank said it and post and delete like he be doing. PBC announced the fight on their. If you think they would do that if they think he's on the tail, they know what's up.
Well, truth be told, Showtime sent out a press release and then retracted it. So they sent out an official press release to officially announce it, then they officially retracted it to officially not announce it.
That's wild. That's wild. But nah, I think the fight gonna happen. A hit and run Tank not going to jail for a hit and run. Nobody going to jail for a hit and run unless you kill somebody. Like, cause I used to volunteer at the court, especially for traffic, for DUIs and all of that. Like, you gotta be like you said, you gotta be wild. You gotta been doing 90 drunk, like hit 2 people and all of that to really like go to jail for your first ever hit and run. Like, most likely he gonna get some kind of probation or, you know what I mean, something.
Driving classes, DUI classes. Like, there's so much that could happen before jail time.
He's not going to jail for that hit. So I'm pretty sure the fight gonna happen. And if they taking it to trial, he might beat it completely. Because like you said, ain't no lawyer taking a case to trial that he don't know he could win.
Well, we both know that's a lie. Even though I said that too, we both know there's lawyers that go to trial and send their motherfucking clients up the river. They lose. People lose, bro. Let's not act like people don't go to trial and lose, because the feds got a 98% success rate.
You got to do what your client tell you too. If you like, bro, you ain't beating this, take this deal, and your client say no, fuck that.
Yeah, but that's
I
on
wanna
you
try.
right there. That's on the lawyer to be like, look, I'm a step away. I don't want to take this loss. I
Can't
know
do
you
that.
can't.
You can't do that.
Shit.
That's illegal. You can't do that.
How the fuck
You can't
can
do
I
that as a
not?
lawyer.
How the fuck can I not decide to no longer represent you? you
can't
sound
do that as a lawyer. You can't do
My
that. It got to
friend.
be a real reason why you're doing that. Like, it got to be. Trust me, I know. It got to be a real reason behind why you're doing that, and then you got to present that to the judge and say, Your Honor, I like to be recused from this case. The judge got to hear your reasoning and then grant you that. You can't just drop a motherfucker mid case because you feel like you're gonna lose.
But this ain't mid case. You ain't start. You are definitely telling this story wrong. This ain't mid case. The lawyer could walk away.
Once you give somebody a retainer, once you pay the lawyer to file paperwork, once he had his fucking first day in court, his arraignment.
So let me ask you something.
You my lawyer.
Nah, you tripping, bro. You sound like a dude that never hired a lawyer ever. You are tripping, okay? Let me tell you something. If you ever gonna be locked into a lawyer is when trial starts, and trial don't even start till jury selection, okay? He's not gonna go to trial in front of a judge. There's gonna be a jury selection. So he could back out. He could still take whatever plea been on the table until the day of jury selection. Sometimes judges don't even get mad after you select a jury, and then you be like, man, I'm taking that fucking plea bargain. You know?
No, all of that's true. But I'm saying once you hire the lawyer, he's your lawyer. Once he start filing paperwork for you, he's your lawyer. He can't decide to back out of your case.
Bruh, yes, you could. So am I entitled to fire that lawyer? Or am I?
You could fire
or can I not fire him? Can I not fire him because he filed some paperwork in my name?
You could fire the lawyer, and there's a process. There's a legal process for that too, but the lawyer can't decide.
And I'm sure there's a legal. I'm sure.
You know how many lawyers would do that to people,
bruh? I'm sure there's a legal way for a lawyer to get out too. You can't force someone. You can't force someone to represent someone. Like if I don't feel comfortable representing you for whatever reason, it could be a moral fucking reason. Here's your money back. Here's your money back. Here's a percentage of that money back because I already worked X amount of hours. You tripping? That's not true.
The only way a lawyer, look it up. The only way a lawyer could drop him is if he's not paying or he's not cooperating. He's not giving up.
All right. So if you're not cooperating,
he's lying to you.
If you're not
cooperating,
but
you gotta present that to a judge,
and that's okay. And that's okay. But don't act like he can't stop representing him. Just because it's a process, you trying to eliminate the fact that he can stop representing him.
In this case, he's not doing that. He's saying let's go to trial because we could argue about that back and forth. In this case right here, he's saying he's taking him to trial. Like let's go to trial. I think a lawyer that's representing somebody that high profile won't go to a trial like that with something so small like a hit and run if he didn't know he could beat that. That's my opinion.
And listen, that was my opinion.
That's my.
That was my opinion as well. The only place that we, separated was when you said lawyers don't go to trial without, unless they know. And it's like, nah. Motherfuckers lose in trial. It's 50-50. Prosecution or the defense is 50-50. But let me get to some other callers, champ. I got Jonathan Lambarena, Twitter Spaces. Jonathan Lambarena, you are on mute. You have to unmute.
Hey, what up, Ness? Good morning. Just at the topic at hand, I am proud of both these young men, but, it's still a lot of stuff that could happen in between the fight. I'm not talking about the legal issues. We all know about that, but, this is a first of its kind, a first PBC DAZN pay-per-view. And I don't know if you guys seen Oscar De La Hoya. He came out yesterday. He did not look too happy, And, I mean, of course, what promoter would, being that they have to kind of reach out. But this just goes to show, I do believe Crawford and Spence could have been made about 3 years ago, but it's just one of those things. But as far as the fight, this is one of the biggest non-title fights that I've seen in a long time. So I'm really excited for this. But as far, I just want to ask, where's all those people that got mad at Crawford saying he was going to fight this year and get a bag? And Davis is saying the same thing. Well, he's not fighting this year, but he's literally telling people, I'm just getting a bag before the big fight.
Champ, it's totally different. He's got a trial. And that's exactly what we're saying. He's getting a tune-up before the trial. So, it's not like Crawford. Crawford has nothing pending.
But I understand legal matters is legal matters, but that doesn't negate the fact that the stuff was on the table there. It's not. Oh, it's because he's having legal issues. He has to do this. He could have done this without the legal issues. You get me? He could have had a fight in December or January without the legal issues. It doesn't matter.
How do you mean? What do you mean? Because remember, they just got the trial date pushed from December to February, which allowed him. He couldn't fight in December because he had a trial. So his attorneys pushed it now to February, which allows him to fight in January.
Well, being months apart is besides the fact that he literally just said, I'm just going to break the bank. Kind of like what Crawford said, I'm just trying to make a bag before the big fight.
I think you're just trying to piss off Crawford fans and get Spence fans to follow you or something.
Not at all. I'm trying to question.
Jonathan, they're not the same. One dude is dealing with court and legal issues and potential jail time.
But that's not our fault, man. That's not our problem.
And the other guy isn't on Twitter saying, oh, why are you fighting a tune-up? No, the other guy is also taking a tune-up that you're failing to mention to the audience. Ryan is taking a tune-up as well. So it's
Ryan's
not
been
the same.
taking a tune-up for years.
And that's fine, but it ain't the same, though, right? Because Earl ain't taking a tune-up. Earl isn't happy that Crawford's taking a tune-up. These two parties agreed. These two parties mutually agreed to take tune-ups before the big fight. They agreed to that. So why you putting the pressure on Tank? Why you saying it's Tank's fault if Ryan got the same fucking thing?
I never said it was Tank's fault. I said Tank is doing that.
You ain't mentioned
Ryan's doing the same.
You ain't mentioned
We're
Ryan's
not lawyers, Ness. We're not lawyers. We expect
name.
these men to be professionals.
You did not mention Ryan's name. You came on here saying Tank is getting the bag like Crawford. Why ain't nobody mad at Tank? That's what the fuck you said, and I called you on it.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Tank. I'm talking about these idiots who are just blaming Crawford for everything. What I'm saying, Ness, is we're not fucking lawyers. We're not here to.
But you see, we get into the root of it. The root is that you want to fucking defend Crawford.
The root is we all trying to be fucking lawyers and defend Davis.
No.
We expect professional boxers to be professional boxers.
The root is you thought you was going to come on here and shoot Crawford some fucking bail for fighting a dude nobody gives two fucks about. And let's be real.
You're an idiot, Ness. Crawford is my favorite fucking fighter.
Exactly. That's what the fuck I'm saying. That you're coming on here trying to defend him by shitting on Tank. Trying to compare it and call it the same when it's not. Crawford is fighting
I'm not shitting on Tank. I'm shitting on fucking fans like you.
I gotta go. No, I gotta go. I'm shitting on you, brother. You think you smarter than me and you not. You tried to come on here and paint a picture for Tank so you could build up Crawford. Truth is you butthurt that your favorite fighter's fighting a fucking dickhead nobody that no one gives two fucks about. When Tank ain't even doing that, since you want to compare him. The rumor is he got a rumor to fight two champs. One at a division higher, and Alberto Puello, and one at a division lower, and Hector Garcia. Both got power. It's not what Crawford's doing. Stop trying to fucking help Crawford out here. Let that man go make his 10 fucking million. Oh, look, Tank's getting the bag. No one's saying shit. No, it ain't the fucking same. Did both fighters not come out and announce tune-ups? Because I can see Earl mad as fuck on Twitter. Don't try to compare that shit. That shit ain't the same. How you going to compare David, who lost already a bunch of times to a champ that upset the apple cart? Like, none of it is the same. None of it is the same. None of it. Oh, I'm trying to call the fans. No, call yourself. You the one a fucking secret, like, Crawford lover trying to change it. This subject ain't even about Crawford. Fucking Crawford and the Earl fans, y'all mad that these dudes made the fight and y'all favorite fighter ain't make a goddamn thing yet. Ron J, what up? Ron J, gotta accept on Discord. What it do? You on mute, Ron J. All right. SDX Renzi, what up?
Shout out TBV. Good morning, Ness.
Buenos dias.
Hey, I'm loving the energy this morning. Turn up on their ass, man. I'm gonna get straight to it though. I think this fight is definitely gonna happen. It's locked in. As far as this court shit in this trial, I'm really not even concerned. We already got the facts. She pregnant, regardless if he hit her or not. High profile with a little bit of money. All we gotta do is put a bag on her. She got a baby on the way. Throw her a couple thousands, and I feel like this will go out the window like it never happened. Like, realistically, what like outside of her getting a bag and getting some money, do she want to see him go to jail? Like,
that's what it is, because this ain't a civil suit. This a legal suit. So it's not,
yeah.
Like her feelings ain't got nothing to do with it. Like, it's not about money. He can't give her money and this goes away because this is a legal suit. If it was a civil suit where she was suing him, which it still could come, then he could give her money and settle and it goes away.
Okay. So it's basically like they pressing him from the, like the police standpoint as far as just leaving the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so even with that, I still take that to say, even with a high profile, I'm sure he had somebody with him. I feel like, could we still say this could be a situation like, hey, somebody take the fall for this? He wasn't driving.
I mean, that's the only thing. That's the only thing I think is like the lawyers. I mean, I don't know. We don't know the discovery, but like if you taking a hit and run the trial that's on camera, maybe whatever video they got doesn't prove that you was driving.
Right. So they feel like they got something to stand on. And if that's the case, that's what I'm saying. Like, I still say regardless of how that play out, because, even with the fight being locked in, like one of the callers was saying about them kind of putting it out there, I feel like you said they gotta have some kind of ground to stand on, because why kind of hype it up when you really don't know how this shit gonna go?
Mm-hmm.
But that's my call, and I appreciate it. I'm in the comments, man.
All right. Nah, but you're right, though. His lawyer could be extra confident, giving him that confidence. Like, nah, we good. Listen,
right.
The way these things work, right? Like, his lawyer could know the prosecutor. They could have went to school together. He could have dated her. It's so many things, man. Like, I know people not factoring that in, but that shit is real. Adrian, what up? Wisconsin.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
All right, brother. Man, I'm really happy for this. Hopefully this Tank Ryan fight goes through. I'm with you on the legal stuff. Having been in the system myself, like, just because they say they're going to do this and that, I think with the amount of money that he has and everything, like you said, if he hasn't gotten in trouble as an adult, none of his juvenile stuff is going to matter because it's not going to be factored in at all. I think he'll get a slap on the wrist. If he donates some money to some good causes, I think they'll keep him out. It's not in the interest to have him locked up, especially if he's doing for the community. And I think this fight's important because Tank Davis is my son's favorite fighter. He's 13. He knows Ryan Garcia from social media, dislikes Ryan a whole lot. I think this is one of those fights that's going to get the younger people into boxing. You're going to get a completely different crowd that's going to watch it.
Bruh, my son came up to me like, yo, you seen Tank fighting Ryan? And I'm like, I just kept talking with him, but in my head, I'm like, oh, shit, I didn't know he knew Tank and Ryan. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, no, my son, like, dude, that He got the tank sweat outfit from Dollar DiBiase. You know what I mean? He got that custom joint. So I mean, like I said, he's 13. He's like a huge fan. You know, the only problem with those fans is they like to stream stuff. So you know, I force my son. We gonna watch it together. I'm gonna buy it, but that's gonna bring out a lot of the younger generation, and those are the fights that we really need. I mean, these dudes are stars in their own right. They bring out the younger generation, and this is what boxing needs: is these up and coming guys to fight each other to get, you know, people in my son's generations keep their interest and get them further into the sport as far as watching it and consuming it.
Word, man.
But that's all I got. That's all I got, y'all.
All right. We got Optimus Prime. No, we said that, right? Yep. Ron Boy Fresh. He says Ellis turned down Boots fight, Slim. Damn, $10 super chat. Let me see here, man, because I hit him up yesterday. What we got?
Could I get the hydro?
Damn, you buying hydro, Slim? Better get that motherfucking indica. Yeah, get some hybrid, not no hydro. But let me see. I was talking to Alex yesterday. Like I told y'all, he was trying to duck me, man. They trying to keep that information close to the chest, and I get it. See, it looks like they on in January, but that's what I'm telling you. I've personally talked to about 3 welterweight teams. Everybody's January. You know, I don't know if they've told everybody to just stay ready for January, or everybody knows who they fighting, and they got to hold it close to the chest. But we going to get some welterweight action in January. Boots is obviously locked in. Ellis is locked in. Cody Crowley is locked in. Keith is locked in. Actually, I don't think – actually, yes, Cody's locked in. He's trained Saturday. So, Cody's locked in. Welterweights is locked in. I don't know. We're going to see what happens. We got the best dad ever right back at us with a $5 super chat. He says, oh, so Bud and Spence got a fight confirmed? Tank and Ryan is confirmed. Fighters agreed to fight. Tune-ups in January. Did Earl and Bud agree to do that? So he's talking to the caller I was debating with, and that's what I'm saying. You can't be saying it's the same. It's not the fucking same at all. We got Easy Rollins with a $2 super chat. He says, I actually agree with you, Ness. Shock emoji face. Hey, you know, I ain't always going to be right, and you ain't always going to agree. But when we link up, it always feels good when we on the same page, right? We got JB Cinema, $5 super chat. He says, blessings to TBV and the Boxing Saints for giving us this good news. Now, let boxing gods follow through and make the fight happen. Prayers emoji. For sure, champ. Because it's going to take some good prayers and optimism to make sure this shit pops off properly. Big Fish Vega. ¿Qué lo que?
Yo, good morning. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Man, you know, I was on the back call when people started dropping this news. And honestly, the way things were going, I didn't believe it. I got told I was being too negative and that was a problem with boxing. But, you know, as time went on, I saw Ryan announce it. I saw Gervonta announce it. I saw the executives for Showtime and DAZN speak about it. I saw PBC put something on their Twitter. I was like, all right, well, obviously it's happening. So there's so much evidence it's happening. I just don't understand all this negative energy coming. Like, I get it. I had it at first because it's like, come on, man. Like, this shit it just don't sound right with everything that was going on previously. I've heard them both say done deal. But, yo, everyone involved is saying it's going to happen. And we should be excited. This is a big-time fight. Yo, Crawford and Spence ain't happened. Of course I was upset. But, yo, this right here, this is a mega fight. You got two dudes. You got an explosive southpaw. And you got Ryan Garcia, 5'10", golden boy, golden goose, you know what I'm saying, with speed and power. You know, they're going to bring everybody out. They're going to bring the Mexicans out. They're going to bring the urban community out. They're going to bring the young dudes out. They're going to bring money out. Like it don't get much bigger than this. So I just think it's weird how people are bringing in other things, just not excitement, not sharing this excitement. I'm glad I'm feeling it, and I'm not gonna let no one take it away. I can't wait. Is it true that Tank is gonna fight Hector Luis Garcia, or is that just a rumor?
That's been a big rumor, bro. It's been circulating through the industry last couple of days for sure, bro. It got hotter yesterday. I contacted bro with Joel, who's been making calls to Hector, and obviously he hasn't been able to get in touch with him, according to him. So, that's giving more people reason to believe that it's true because he's staying off that phone, so he ain't got to answer them tough questions.
Yeah, man. I mean, Garcia came off that big win with Kohlberg.
And
he became
Gutierrez.
champion off of Gutierrez. I mean, he's a real good fighter. Like, this is a big chance for him. I mean, I wouldn't sleep on that fight. I hear people saying he's going to take a tune-up. Hector Luis Garcia ain't no tune-up, man.
No.
So for Tank to say he's going to fight that and come back 3 months later and fight Ryan Garcia, man, we got to applaud that, man. That's a great fight. So, man, wow. Shit, 2023. What a year to start off. What a fight to start off that year for boxing, man. That's all I got. Appreciate the time, man. God bless boxing once again.
Let's do it. JB Cinema. Nope, we read that. All right. Let's see who we got on the line. Andre Jackson. Don't forget, if you're on Twitter, Spaces got him request to speak, and or Discord, raise your hand. Andre, what up?
Yo, can you hear me?
Perfect.
How you feeling? Thanks for taking my call. So I'm in Baltimore.
Nice.
And I just wanted to tell you from the streets here in Baltimore that this don't look good for Tank. And I think they pushing this fight so that they can get it through before he actually has to go to trial.
And
the accident happened.
Why don't you think it looks good for Tank?
Because the video they have is from the intersection.
Mm-hmm.
Tank has a bad history of coming out with the Lambo and the bikes and tearing the streets up. The intersection where he had the accident is a main thoroughfare right in front of the Ravens Stadium. They're not going to let you get away with that. So him
But
and
does
his
the video,
lawyer,
the video that you've seen, because I haven't seen it, sir, or like, can people tell it's Tank driving?
Tank is the only one driving that Lambo. Everybody know who it is.
Ho. I have a very expensive car. I let my co-host drive, and I let my wife drive. And it's got tinted windows.
But
it's
here
got
in Baltimore,
tinted windows.
But here's the issue, though. Tank jumped out the car and fled on foot.
Again, does the video show that it's Tank?
He already has to admit to it because the girl who was in the car is the one who's pressing the charges.
I mean, obviously he ain't admitted to it. He's going to trial. And she's
he has to go to trial because the judge turned down his plea deal. Him and his lawyer went to the judge with the plea deal. They turned it down.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to go to trial. On Twitter, he said he's fighting in January. And then he's going to do the Tank deal. Do the Ryan fight.
Mm-hmm.
So who is he fighting in January?
It's rumored to be Hector Garcia.
So he's trying to get a tune-up.
I mean, would you call that a tune-up? A dude that just sat Colbert down, who was an undefeated interim champ, and then beat the real champ?
Yeah, I mean, you would know better than me, but all I'm saying is it looks bad for him, so he's trying to get this fight on paper, get the fans hype about it. You
haven't made that clear. What looks bad? Are you saying the case looks bad and he might go to jail?
The case looks bad for him because the judge turned down his plea deal, which means he has to go to court. They have the video. The girl who was in the car is pressing charges against him, and he hit 4 other people. He hit 4 people total in that intersection.
Well, we'll see, man. We'll see.
I appreciate you taking my call.
No worries. We appreciate you, man. Thank you, Andre Jackson. Looks like we got Ari Boxing. What up? If you're listening to this on Twitter Spaces, go ahead and do me a favor and retweet the space so that people know we're live here and they can call in. Ray Ray, I don't know if you're lying on your Twitter, but it says you're a Detroit lawyer. Maybe you should call in and give your take on this whole Tank legal matter, man. Ari, are you gonna unmute and give us some of that good old boxing talk?
I'm here. Good morning.
Buenos dias.
I just wanted to say, buenos dias. I just wanted to say, not this last caller, but the previous caller, I think hit the nail on the head. I think we have to focus on all the positive vibes because, look, man, we have to commend Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis for making this fight happen. It's the news that boxing fans needed, you know, and I'm just excited for the fight. And you know, I have friends hitting me up, and these are friends that don't really watch boxing like that. They're not, you know, hardcore fans, but they're hitting me up like, yo, is it true? Is it true? So everybody's excited for this fight. You know, given that Tank may have a fight in January, and let's say Ryan will most likely have a fight as well, people calling Hector Luis Garcia a tune-up is disrespectful if that's the fight that's going to happen. I mean, you mentioned it. Hector Luis Garcia has had a great year, and it's also a very good fight as well. We know Hector Luis Garcia is going to come there to fight. He's going to try to win, and I think it's a great fight. But yeah, that's what I have. Yeah, the whole trial thing. Listen, Boxing Scene actually had a very good article about a few months ago, and it detailed everything that happened. I don't really want to focus on that because I just want to focus on the positive stuff. But like I said, Boxing Scene had a good article of the breakdown of that whole situation. And I feel that if Showtime, Steven Espinoza, the executives at the Zone, and everybody say, listen, it's a done deal, I don't think they're too concerned about what's going to happen with the trial, to be honest.
That's a good point because those are corporations. You know, if they were afraid, they would probably stay away. But it's not like we haven't seen fights get announced from these same big corporations and then don't happen. So, you know, either way, we don't know till we know.
I agree 100%. But yeah, man, like I said, man, I'm just excited, looking forward for this fight. And yeah, regardless who Tank fights in January, I think it's going to be a good opponent as well, and it's going to be great. I'm also looking forward to who Ryan is going to fight because I'm pretty sure he's going to probably have a fight in between.
Yeah.
And I think this will be a great opportunity for him to fight Jojo Diaz. I think that's a good fight as well. Even though Jojo Diaz coming off a loss.
Nah.
But you don't think so?
Bro. William Cepeda just put all types of hands. Le dio hasta besito. Come on, man. Nah, man. You got to fight William. Either stay away from JoJo so that we don't remember that he just got his ass beat to William, or fight William. Come on, that don't make sense. How you going to go fight JoJo? So listen to what you're saying. Dan, Ari,
No.
Ari, but why you want to do this? Why you want to do this? We just giving Tank credit for fighting a tough opponent. We just trying to teach the audience that this tough opponent is not a tuna, but you want to give this other motherfucker a dude off a fucking loss?
No. Hear me out for a second. Fine. So ignore that JoJo fight. Do you think that Ryan Garcia will fight Cepeda? I mean, I think it'll be a great fight, and I think it's a dangerous fight.
Hell no, he won't fight Cepeda. Cepeda threw 1,400 punches, man. Ryan might never make it to a. I'm not saying that I'm picking Cepeda to beat Ryan, but with 1,400 punches, man, you might not make it to a Tank fight.
It's a dangerous fight.
But so is Hector. So is Hector. Hector's a real champion. Hector's a real champion. Like, fuck, Ryan. 100%. Why we babying Ryan? This is exactly what I said.
I don't want to baby him. Okay, so let's put him against Cepeda, or who's another opponent that we can see him with. Bro, I'm not babying him.
Listen. Whoever Tank don't fight, let Ryan fight the other one. How about that? How about Ryan becomes a fucking world champion? Tank will fight Hector or Puello and let Ryan fight the leftover champion to finally become a champion. Like, why are we fucking treating him like a kid?
Listen, I would love Ryan Garcia to fight Puello. Why not? That'll be a great fight.
I mean,
he's fighting a legit champion at 140.
That ain't what you recommended, Bobby. You came on here recommending.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, look. I'm for my Dominicans getting money. So if we could get Hector Luis Garcia getting a Tank payday to provide for his family, I'm for it. If we could get 140 champion Puello to get a fight versus Ryan Garcia, why the hell not? Let them get paid. I'm all for it.
But do you think Ryan fights any of those two Dominicans?
I think he. I mean, here's the thing. Obviously, there's the whole situation with the cross promotion. But listen, if they could do it with Tank, they could definitely do it with Ryan. I think PBC will send over Puello to fight Ryan to build up the Tank fight. Hell yeah, they would. They'll take that fight. I mean, I don't know if Golden Boy will take it, but I think the Dominicans will go over there and make it. I think PBC will make it happen, but we'll see. But both of those guys could ruin the plans, though.
Look at that. My producer sent exactly what they would probably do more. Ryan versus Linares. That sounds more what they would do.
See, but Linares also got knocked out by Abdullah recently. You know what I'm saying? But do you hear what I'm saying? Like Jojo didn't get stopped by Cepeda. You get what I'm saying? Linares has been stopped numerous times.
And I get you. I'm not offering Linares. That's not my option. That's more what they would do. Okay. That's what I'm saying. I think that's what Golden Boy would do versus Cepeda. Cepeda's too dangerous. But Ari, let me get to some other people. Remember, you can join us. You can give us your opinion.
Thank you.
No, thank you, brother. I hope you keep joining us every day, man. Great boxing talk. We're going now to Discord. Ron J, trying you one more time.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
Yeah, man, I was trying to figure this thing out. First time calling on Discord, but it's a nice setup, and I appreciate it, man. What's good, TBV? I didn't really want to be talking about this whole situation with Tank. I was more interested in the fact is that he's actually going to fight in January, and then he's going to fight again in April. So I thought that was like a way to get Tank in the pound-for-pound rankings legitimately. I was hoping he would fight somebody like maybe a Gary Antoine Russell, mix and mingle. You say he's not with Showtime no more. I mean, he's not with Floyd no more. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
well, I wanted Gary Russell too, but Tank already came out yesterday and said he won't fight Gary because Gary's coming off a loss and a shoulder injury, so it's just gonna look bad on him.
Well, I was talking about the little brother though.
Oh.
I like
he did an interview this week and he said he would like that fight, but he's coming back in February with a tune-up. And he's coming off an injury, remember?
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I didn't know that about him. I just think he's a great fighter. But Hector Garcia, man, that's a perfect segue into a fight with Ryan Garcia. Dangerous fighter. But so it's like I would think that would be like a skill for skill fight. Like I hope they don't hurt each other and it hurts the fight with Ryan. But either way, it's a great fight for Hector and it's a great fight for Tank. And I think it's like cements his spot at pound for pound, even if he is fighting a guy who's moving up in weight, I'm assuming. But yeah, man, that whole situation with his court and everything, I hope it works out for him. That's a touchy situation on both sides. So hopefully they can come to some type of peaceful resolution, man. And I appreciate the show.
Appreciate you calling in, my friend. We're getting some options from my team here. Both producers sending me options. Ryan versus Maxie Hughes for the IBO 135-pound title. Again, not as a difficult fight as Hector Garcia, obviously, if that comes to fruition and Tank really fights Garcia. But a good fight for Ryan. Maxie and Ryan have been in negotiations in the past. Ryan has sent them an offer. Maxie did accept it. The fight didn't happen. He does have the IBO title. It will look good. Going into the fight, it makes him look like a champion as the IBO champ. And again, Maxie's been on a good win streak. I got James Benitez, but Joel, I need you on here, brother. What's up with Hector? He's still ducking you? And I see you, Tone. I need you on here. You always talking about Tank. Is this nasty? Is you ready to finally give my man some credit? We going out to Huntsville, Alabama. James Benitez, what it do?
Yo, Ness, you hear me?
Perfect.
Hey, man, hanging out on the back call yesterday, man, you can find out a lot of things, man. Shout out to that young boy, Venom. Man, I didn't know. It seemed like that Ryan and Tank, man, they collaborated together, man, just to go ahead and just release just the information of the fight on just, I guess, on Devin's born day, which just seemed like extremely petty, man. You know, so whenever Sean Garcia calls in, he probably gonna talk about that shit right there. But since we're talking about potential fights,
damn. So wait, so you telling me that Devin is living rent free in both Tank and Ryan's head so bad that they got together to drop news on his birthday just to piss him off?
Ain't that some shit?
Nah, that don't make sense.
I know. Talk to Ryan. But either way it goes, man. How about Mario Barrios, man, for Ryan Garcia, since these cross promotions are working together? Since he's not fighting at 147 no more.
Barrios,
or who's he getting?
I don't think. I mean, we just did an interview. Did he say he's not fighting at 47? I don't think that's what I heard.
Okay. Well, is he going to campaign again at 140 or is he campaigning at 147?
47.
He's campaigning at 47. Okay. Well, disregard that, man. I mean, the Puello fight, that would be cool, but I think Ryan will probably lose that fight. In my opinion, I think that's too dangerous, man. So Maxi Hughes probably would be a safe bet for Ryan if you're going to go that route. I wouldn't like him to see JoJo because, I mean, I think JoJo's near the end of the road, you know, and that's just my personal opinion because you can't throw him back to the ring, and I agree with your point right there. Like, after Zepeda put the hands on him, you can't put JoJo in the ring with Ryan, man. That'd be disgusting. Other than that, man, I like what Tank is potentially going to do with the De Los Santos fight, man. If that fight does happen, or the Garcia fight, either one, man. That fight does happen, man. Either one, they'll be great fights right there. And I hope his legal situation, all that shit gets cleared up for him, man. But all in all, just the news just coming out yesterday is just good for boxing, man. And it's funny when we get news like that, we forget about all the other bullshit in boxing that was going on, man. Let's worry about fighters that actually agree in the fights and coming out with term sheets and fighters that, and instead of fighters that can't get their shit together, man. And that's, man, hey, what you do for your wife? I mean, what you do for your old lady for her birthday, man? And happy belated to her.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I took her out to eat, and we were supposed to go to a nightclub that we have been trying to get to since we moved to Vegas, but we be on that night quill, not the tank quill. So we ain't even make it. That being said, I got Bad Girl TKO, $5 Super Chat says, Floyd and Oscar hate each other, yet know enough to know that the numbers make sense. This is an example of networks will make it happen if money's to be made. Shout out to Bad Girl TKO. We got Mad Bet 100 in Kansas City with the $2 Super Chat. He says, Tank Quill. Shout out to Mad Bet 100. Oh, it's nasty. Tone, what it do? My man, Tone, the superstar. I hope you got all praise for the young man, Tank. I know you've been a Ryan fan and supporter for a while, but I don't know. Tank don't sound like he fighting a tune-up January 7th. You on mute, champ?
Okay. I'm on?
You on.
Oh, okay. Well, first, I'm nobody's fan, and I say that respectfully. I'm a supporter of Ryan, but I'm nobody's fan. But it's kind of nasty. I need to find out if Ryan's going to have a fight too, because I've heard something from the grapevine that I'll share with you privately that something seems nasty, that Tank gets to have this fight, but I don't know if Ryan gets to have his fight. Something about that.
There was a report
nasty.
yesterday that said Ryan was going to take a tune-up. They just haven't mentioned any name, but they definitely said in the reports that Ryan may take a tune-up as well.
We'll see. I also don't like the 136. And I don't like 136. You just fought. You fought Mario Barrios at 140. It kind of seemed like Tank Sexuals in shambles in loving the 136. If Ryan is the supermodel, the Instagram guy, going up there fight him at 140. Y'all say he a pretty boy, he's soft, he that. Go on and fight that man up there at 140.
But the
Going
thing,
up there.
Tone, the thing was, Oscar was the A side, so Floyd went up there and fought him at 54. He went over there and fought him with the 10-ounce gloves. He went over there and conceded and took 30% of the pot versus Oscar De La Hoya, the golden boy,
Right.
the champion, the gold medalist. None of that is the case for Ryan. Ryan is the B-side, so Ryan moved up. That's why he got to come down, because he ain't in control. I know
Well, Pretty Boy.
I know that
Pretty
hurts,
Boy
but that's
Floyd,
the truth.
Pretty Boy Floyd never called Oscar De La Hoya a pretty girl. Pretty Boy Floyd never called Oscar De La Hoya the supreme Instagram model with different colored delicate yams everywhere. Ryan has been positioned by the Tank Sexuals as a model. Go on and fight the model at 140. It seems like somebody is scared to fight somebody at 140.
I mean, that's a narrative, but why isn't the narrative that Ryan isn't the A-side and Tank is, so he's showing his A-side power by forcing the non-star, the person that people does think sells and can be a pay-per-view star. He's showing y'all, I hold the power, so he wants to fight me. He's got to do it the way I say it. You don't see that?
I see it, but to me, I don't know. To me, since if it seems like Floyd Money Mayweather is not involved in this, and if we can't get a Oscar De La Hoya Floyd Money Mayweather face off during this, where like that, they seriously going to lose a bag in that department. If Floyd is not involved in this promotion, you are going to see how much star power Gervonta Tank Davis has. You're about to see that.
So you
if Floyd is quiet,
you're saying, wait, because it sounds like you're almost insinuating if Floyd is not involved, it won't be as big. I just want to get you on the record.
I am on record. If Floyd Money Mayweather is busy helping the niggas with no good hairlines around the world, and he is quiet, oh no, this will not be as big. We need Floyd and Oscar.
I thought Ryan was the superstar with what, 13 million followers and shit. Like, why do we need Floyd? We got Ryan.
I mean, Steph Curry got to carry the Warriors right now. LeBron James carried people for.
But you saying it. You saying it. Steph Curry is carrying. LeBron James is carrying. Ryan Garcia should carry this promotion.
But you know, Ness, you need that good dancing partner. And for this to be the mega.
But Tank is not a good dance partner. Keep in mind, all you really need is for the people to think you can lose. And I'm pretty sure the people think Ryan can lose.
Well, yeah, nobody's giving Ryan a chance at all. Nobody's giving Ryan a chance at all. But I'm saying for this to be that super mega fight where it's all over the Shade Room, it's all over ESPN, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless, Floyd Money Mayweather, and Oscar De La Hoya have to be involved in beef. That's the storyline. That's the storyline. Both of them together. If Floyd is quiet and Leonard Ellaby seems like he might be kind of salty, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's nasty. But all in all, this is a matchup nightmare for Gervonta Tank Davis. If he's really fighting Hector Garcia on January 7th, I will give a positive tweet to Gervonta Tank Davis. I will if he's fighting Hector Garcia or De La Santos. But if he's fighting somebody else straight off the Vegas Strip, absolutely not.
Well, Tom, man, thanks for calling in. I look forward to seeing who Tank picks because the rumored fights, they all sexy, man. If he moves up to 40 and fights Pollo to become a champion. Now, none of it makes sense, knowing that in April he's going to be fighting Ryan. Fighting a champion, it don't make sense, you know. But we'll see what he does. Is he going to follow in those footsteps of Earl Spence Jr.? We got Larry Smooth in the 410. He's been a member for 2 months at the champ level. He says, give Ryan a common opponent with Tank to build up this fight even more. Give him Rolly, maybe. That's so funny you say that because my producer said that, Brandon, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, how can we give him Rolly? So what we've learned from the information that we shared with you today is obviously that Tank made it clear Mayweather Promotions is not involved in this fight. You know, he called cap on that. That being said, Rolly is with Mayweather. So if Mayweather's not involved with the Tank Ryan, why would they send Rolly, who, let's be real, we wouldn't mind seeing Rolly again. We all like Rolly. He was a fantastic villain in that Tank fight. So he would be a great B-side for Ryan. But they would have to obviously deal with Mayweather Promotions. I don't see that happening, but I got a request on Twitter from Big Trap. What up? Big Trap, what it do?
Yo, what's up, Ness?
Chilling.
Hey, I'm finna kick up a little dust right here.
Go for it.
What's the difference between this fight and the Mikey Garcia Earl Spence fight?
Which fight? Tank and Ryan?
Yeah, Tank and Ryan. What's the difference?
Jesus, that they're both in the same division? That fucking Ryan's not Mikey in terms of accolades, and Mikey's not Ryan in terms of popularity. The Tank gets knockouts. I mean, so much.
With that being said, we all know what's gonna happen in this fight. Ryan getting fucking sacrificed, but y'all acting like this is a big fight though.
Sacrificed?
He getting sacrificed, bro. We all know what's gonna happen in this fight.
Yeah,
you just said he. You just said he.
I don't know.
So
listen, I'm picking Tank, obviously, but brother, you have to know there are millions of people that's picking Ryan.
You pick a Tank by destruction. The casuals picking Ryan, but as boxing fans, we know what's gonna happen. He gonna get smoked.
I mean, he got a crazy left hook, champ.
Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Get out of here.
Bruh, show me someone else that put Fortuna down like that.
Man, come on, man.
What? I seen Omo Douglas struggle with Fortuna.
Bro, you reached it. What was that, 20 years ago?
Whenever it was. I know that Fortuna's a world champ.
Bro, be honest with your fan base, bro. This is the same way you was with the Spence Garcia fight. Be honest with your fan base like you was with this fight.
This ain't Spence. Why y'all be trying to make these bad comparisons? This is not Spence Garcia. Explain it to me how it is.
Because we all know what's about to happen. Boxing fans know what's about to happen.
So wait a minute. Didn't we go into the Mikey fight thinking Earl was about to man down his ass? We ain't get a knockdown. We ain't even get a wobble. My man ain't even do a two-step. Why is you lying? This ain't the same.
At the end of the fight.
What you mean? You literally told me that what we thought when that fight happened. We thought Earl was about to knock his ass out. He didn't.
But he destroyed his career.
But you just said the Tank about to destroy Ryan. We don't know. Just like we ain't know what happened with Mikey. Mikey, after that fight, made $7 million and beat up another welterweight, knocked his ass all around San Antonio, or you forgot.
Bro, he getting sacrificed. Okay. You know this. Everybody on this Twitter spaces know that, bro.
I don't know.
Hey, but with all that being said, I'm going. Y'all doing appreciation night for that?
Hell yeah, we gonna do something for that. They better do something. We gonna do something for sure.
Yeah.
That's
hey,
a big fight.
Hey,
all right,
I'm out, bro.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you, Big Trap. Everybody on Twitter Spaces, go ahead and retweet, man. Go ahead and make a little quote tweet like, yo, we live, we talking. Join us so that we get some more callers on this topic. We going out to Buffalo Falls, Davidian. If you're watching this on YouTube, smash that thumbs up button. Davidian, what up?
Yo, what's good, Ness? How y'all doing? Shout out to the boxing, my boxing brothers in the back call. Yeah, I'm just excited to hear the news that the fight is gonna happen. It's such a big fight. To me, I mean, we gonna see. Everybody's assuming that Tank's just gonna take Ryan out, but I like Ryan. He's got speed and power. Only thing is, I don't like that he keeps his chin up in the air. You know, that could be a problem. But if he can keep that chin down, we going to see. Not saying he going to win, but I definitely think it's a 50-50 fight. I know that seemed crazy to the Tankomaniacs, but
I like that one, Tankomaniacs.
But yeah, no, I'm just excited. I mean, I hope, in 2023 we can still get the Earl Spence and Crawford fight, because if these two young bulls are gonna wrestle it out, then I'm happy. Just as long as we get a good fight and hopefully nobody gets seriously hurt in the ring, because boxing is, you don't play boxing. So I don't know. I'm just excited. We got the Caleb Plant, Benavidez coming up eventually. So yeah. I hope Tank, that whole situation with the hit and run or whatever, like, I just hope these guys stay out of trouble though, but I hope he just gets a slap on the wrist and he's able to fight, and it's nothing too serious. But I'm excited. I just want to see the fights, and yeah, and God bless the back call. God bless everybody. That's my call.
All right, all right, all right. Well, thank you for calling in. Don't forget at 12 o'clock, we are going to have IBF President Daryl Peoples, not to be confused with Daryl Peoples from the movie The Shaft, but Daryl Peoples from the IBF. So we got some questions for him pertaining to Earl Spence Jr. and when he's going to call a mandatory. And we got some questions to him pertaining to Jerome Boots Ennison. When is he going to make him the mandatory? And we're also going to be discussing Teofimo Lopez and the fact that the WBC ordered him to fight Sandor Martin, and now all of a sudden, magically, Pedraza is, quote-unquote, ill with a non-COVID sickness. Madison Square Garden's ticket sales must not been good with the old Puerto Riqueño. We got Arthur. What up?
Yo. What's up, Ness?
What up? My man said you meant Mario Van Peebles. No, you talking about the, hold on, sir. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about producer. So he's talking about Mario Van Peebles is the actor that played Daryl Peoples. And I don't even think his last name is Peoples anyway. Mario Van whatever is not last name Peoples. But the actor that played Daryl Peoples, the Dominican, remember? He's supposed to be Dominican in the movies, yo. That shit was whack. Horrible fucking fake Dominican. But go ahead, Art.
Will do. Yeah, it's a good fight. This is true Hector Garcia. He a true champion moving up, but he's a big 130. So it's a good fight. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a lot of Dominicans and like Haitians in DC too, if I'm not mistaken. But Tank gonna pack that out. And another thing, if Tank can have a tune-up and fight in April, why can't Bud fight Anesthesia in December and fight Errol in February like they was already scheduled?
The difference is that Tank and Ryan have a deal in place, and not only did Tank and Ryan announce it, but Espinoza announced it. Joe McCroskey from DAZN, DAZN announced it. So it's different. You got these other two dudes beefing with each other, dropping leak calls and making live video. They're not on the same page. These guys on the same page. Them guys not on the same page.
I hear you, but they was already negotiating for a February date, allegedly. That's what Bomac said. He said February.
Yeah,
so,
but remember, Crawford wanted to fight Earl this year. And once they dragged their foot and didn't do what he wanted, he flea flickered their ass.
Yeah. I heard what you're saying, but I'm just saying it's still possible. Just because Bomac already said February, they was already negotiating for February. And we already know Bud's gonna knock out Anesthesia, so but that's my call. That's a good fight. Big up to Tank.
All right, brother. Thank you. Who we got? Who's gonna request to speak on Discord? Remember, everybody is available to join us and give their take. That's what we're looking for. This is the voice of the people. There is no equal. So join us and voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. We're going out to TBV's People's Champ Cincinnati. Stand up.
Yo, Ness, what's going on, my brother?
Chilling.
Love this fight, man. Love this fight. Shout out to both those young fellas, man, coming together. Ain't dragged their ass for 3-4 years. Put their differences to the side and say, let's settle it out in the ring. I got high hopes for that crop of fighters there. That Tank, Devin, Shakur, that younger generation, they talk shit to each other on Twitter. They, back and forth a lot. They really want to prove to each other who's the best out of that bunch. So I think we will get those fights between that crop of fighters sooner than later. So shout out to Tank and Ryan for putting this together. Salute the Tank for taking the tough tune-up. That is not an easy fight to win. This guy's riding high of 2 great wins, got a belt. He's a champion. He's going to be confident. And he's got that
So
chip
you
on his
believe the
shoulder.
rumor?
If that's we all got to believe until we hear otherwise, but you got to think, man, he can play spoiler to this shit.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta be coming in there thinking like you think you can plan some shit and I'm just gonna be a stepping stone. No, I'm about to dead that. So he's gonna come in at his best. So man, that's what's up. Like somebody mentioned earlier, throw Ryan in there with Maxie Hughes. Somebody somebody decent name, not that big of a puncher. Don't throw him in there with a puncher. Throw him in there with somebody decent, a Maxie Hughes or Linares, somebody like that. So he can get in there and get him out of there unscathed. I like those fights with him. And I agree with like Davidian, man. I don't think this fight's gonna be like just a walk in the park for Tank. Cause shit, Ryan's got speed and power, man. If you got speed and power, you got something to start with. So, but I do got Tank stopping that boy. And this is the biggest event in boxing, man. I'm telling, this is an event. This is more than a fight.
You going to this, right?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm holding out. I'm holding
wildin'.
my pennies. I'm holding my pennies. I'm holding out hope that Bud and Spence can get their shit together. But if they don't have it, if we don't get no announcement, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we don't get no announcement, from
but
Bud
it ain't
and
about
Spence,
announcement.
that shit official.
It ain't about announcement for me. Like I know you.
Go ahead.
It ain't about announcement for me. Like it's just strange to hear you say that. So I gotta put it all out there to get your true take because it's like. As long as I've known you, look, your name is like the AJ of trucking, right? Like you seem to put off the impression that you feel you're a ladies' man. That being said, ain't no women showing up to Crawford. Huh? Who the fuck going to Crawford, Bud? That's gonna be Spence. Man, Bud is crazy, all men. Spence,
it's gonna be all women. It's gonna be a bunch of women that, but now I've had women hit me up trying to finesse a trip out of a nigga.
There's gonna be about 13,000 women at the Tank versus Ryan fight. Seriously, man. I don't. Come on, bro. My man, Ryan and Tank bring them out alone. Imagine together. I don't know.
I already know. Yes. I'm not saying I haven't thought about going.
The only men that's gonna be there is the men that gotta go with their girls, and the men that know there's gonna be a lot of single girls there.
Yeah, you tempted me, man. I might have to go, but only reason why I know my kids want to watch it, because my kids, we on the back call. I had my kids on the back call, and I was asking them what fighters they knew, and the only fighters they knew were like Wilder, Tank. Not they ain't even know Tank. They knew Wilder, Jake Paul. Tyson Fury, and Ryan Garcia. They didn't even know Tank. I said, y'all know who Ryan Garcia is? They said, yeah, we know who Ryan Garcia is from YouTube and shit. And I was like, y'all know who Tank Davis is? They like, nah, we don't know him. So, man, I know my kids going to ask about the shit.
Ryan got like
they going to want to watch it.
1 point a quarter. Ryan got on YouTube. He got like 1,000,025. I mean, he just too popular not to know. And the thing is, he's not greedy with his social media. He stay posting Tank. He talk about Tank a lot. So Tank get that residual. Listen, let me get to Ken Porter listening to the show. He said, "How you gonna throw that scenario? You don't watch football." I don't, Ken, but I have hella years of Madden. Like I used to play Madden a lot. So I don't watch football, but I've definitely played Madden, so I know the playbook, and I play Pop Warner football and a little bit of high school football. Talking about football, let's go to our producer, the motherfucking defensive end or middle linebacker. Brandon, what up? Should be a heavyweight, but my man rather lift weights.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Sound like dog shit.
Yeah. I don't know why. But I just wanted to give Ryan Garcia his credit, though.
Disconnect that Bluetooth, Brandon. It's just not, it's like muffled. Look, Canna your boy, and he called it a shit tooth in the chat already.
All right, hold on.
Can you hear me now?
Perfect.
Yeah, so I just wanted to give Ryan Garcia his credit, you know.
Talking to the mic now. Talking to the mic now. Holy shit. What's the feed?
What about now? I mean, you said you hear me perfect.
Shit, I don't know what's up. Go ahead, you go.
So you can't hear me perfect.
But if I talk, there's a feedback. Very loud.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Just talk, Brandon. We hear you.
Oh shit. Okay, I just wanted to call and give his credit, you know, because that 136 thing, like playing with somebody weight at this point after they've been at 140, you know, that could have been an issue. Where he could have been that could have been a sticking point. Like, why the fuck I got to come down to 136 when you got a belt at 140? Like, what? That's some old Rick Ramos ass shit, you know, where you want to make the guy come down, and that could have been a sticking point. But obviously, he agreed to it because he wanted to fight that bad. That's an example of somebody really wanting to fight, and doing whatever to make the fight happen. Because, you know, honestly, as far as mainstream stardom, it's very debatable about who's the bigger star in this fight. So for Ryan Garcia to concede that the weight thing, which is a very big issue, to make it happen, I take my hat off to Ryan Garcia, and salute to him. You know, I'm a fan of Ryan Garcia. Actually, I know he's done a lot of talking, and he hasn't been able to make the big fights that he's been asking for. But it seems like he got it, and we'll see what he do with it, man. As far as the tune-ups go, I'm not calling. If he fight Hector Luis Garcia, that's not a tune-up. I don't know why anybody would call that a tune-up. As far as Ryan, I wish they would give him Rolly, bro. That would be huge, man. But I don't think they're gonna do that. You know, give him a previous opponent, and if he can imagine if you knock Rolly out in like a round, 1 round, 2 rounds, and it took Tank how many 8, and he was like moving the whole time. Like that'll make the fight even bigger. So I'm hoping for Rolly for Ryan. If not, I'm still happy that they made this shit happen, bro. So that's my call.
All right. Thank you, brother. But yeah, that was some bad audio. It looks like we got October. What up, October? And if you're on Twitter Spaces and or Discord and you want to call and you want to voice your opinion, go ahead and do so by raising or requesting. October, you got to unmute. We hear you.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Shout out to you guys for giving me the opportunity to talk. But I just wanted to bring up last night, Oscar De La Hoya he was asked if he was as excited as we are for the fight, and he said he'll be excited when the contract is signed. Why do you guys think the contract isn't signed?
Probably because of the court date. So they probably handled all the terms, drew out the contract to something that they both can agree to, and they're just waiting, to make sure he ain't got to go to the bang.
You don't think it's like they want to see if he's going to beat Hector Garcia? Because if he loses to Hector Garcia...
Both. Absolutely. Hector's no tune-up. Absolutely, that's a reason. Because if you sign the contract and Tank loses, now you got to pay him, which I signed to. But if he loses, now y'all got to renegotiate because that you don't deserve the money you deserve. You took a loss.
Yeah.
So you can't sign a contract just yet.
For sure. Well, it's definitely Team Ryan over here. I think he's gonna catch Tank with a solid ass motherfucking hook to the body, like he caught for a tuna. I mean, not for a tuna, but like Campbell. He caught Campbell. Yeah, I think it's gonna be something similar to that, or he's gonna get hit with a ghost punch. But I think Ryan was built for this. Like, I don't like bringing up fighters' amateur records and stuff, but honestly, Ryan has a better amateur record than Tank. Ryan has fought people like Shakur, Devin Haney multiple times. Like, I think he definitely isn't scared. He's not afraid to fight, and he's fought so many different styles that he knows what he's capable of, and he was bred to box. That's honestly why I think he had his whole mental health issues too, is because his whole life has been boxing, and he needed to kind of just like realize that there's more than boxing. But then he realized like boxing is my passion, so he's back. And once he gets his fight, and if he takes Tank out, that's gonna be crazy, superstar crazy. Like, he's gonna be a super big star. But even then, I think fighters deserve more love even when they lose. So even if Tank loses, even if Ryan loses, they're still dope fighters. I still want to see them fight. I hate when fighters are like, oh, like, you don't see them fight anymore, or people aren't hyped about their fights. Like, it's not like the UFC, if anything. Like, people are still excited for Israel's next fight. I know he was a champion, but even with other fighters, like, people look forward to their next fights, even when these fighters lose. Like, and I love seeing fighters come back and go harder and do their thing. Like, that's always been something I fall in love with fighters, like how they come back from their losses. Like, of course, I love people that are on top and haven't lost, but how these fighters take losses and come back is a huge thing to me.
I agree, brother. Thank you for calling in. That was a great
Yeah.
call. October. Look forward to hearing you on the show a lot more. If you're on Twitter Spaces and maybe you don't want to talk, go ahead and just at least retweet or quote tweet the space so that we could get some other callers on. I mean, that costs you nothing. It don't take a lot of time. It's absolutely free. And at the end of the day, it's going to be for your listening pleasure because you will invite a new boxing head that has something to say and wants to voice their opinion. We're going out to New York Bullet.
Yo, what's good, Ness? You hear me?
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias, my dude. How's everything?
Straight.
Nice. I was wondering, right? It's cool that they announced it, and I'm definitely hyped for it. I'm definitely gonna fly out for it if it's already 100% sure. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. Ryan, if the catch weight you said 136, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming Tank is gonna fight at 35 for his first fight, and then Ryan staying at 40.
We don't know. I mean, the rumors Tank might fight Hector Luis Garcia, who's 130, bro.
Oh, is it 30? Yeah, he's a 130. That's true. Yo, can you see can you see Abnemara stepping in for Tank?
There was that rumor, bro. There was that rumor.
I personally think it might be Abnemara even.
I mean, it could be, because it's a safe fight, and you don't want to put Tank in a dangerous fight and fuck up the bag, man. That's why everybody's like, what? Hector? Hector ain't no tune-up.
Nah, that's true. I agree. Hector's definitely not a tune-up. It's just the only thing that bothers me, I guess, is the size. But Tank was 130 before, so I guess it doesn't really matter, right?
No. Tank was 126 before, Papi.
Yeah, you're right. That's true.
So, he's doing what these other guys ain't doing. He's moving around like Canelo, jumping up and down, snatching people's belts. Because if he go back down and take another belt, it's like, damn.
Yeah, that's true. Nah, that would definitely be a good look on Tank. I agree. I think Garcia would definitely be a good name on his resume.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. For some reason, I just kind of see them putting Abnemara in as like a last big fight for Mares coming in, even after 3 years.
I hope that's not true, man. I hope that's just like Twitter and the internet hating on Tank, trying, because everybody like, oh, he's a cherry picker, he don't fight nobody. So that fits that narrative of him not fighting nobody. But
yeah, that's true too.
But that is a bad fight. I won't even lie. Like, Tank fan or not, Abner's not shown us he's deserving of a fight. Like, if you're gonna give him the fight because you're Al Heyman and you want to give your guy a bon voyage payday, then I understand it from that point. Not that I like it, not that I want it, and I'm definitely not paying for it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I just think he'll probably gain more with Mares, and it's a less dangerous fight because he's not as hot right now as Garcia.
Yeah, but I don't know what he stands to gain from Abner Mares. Like, who the fuck remembers Abner Mares? When's the last time he fought in a fight that even matters? I don't believe that's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's true too.
And I mean, look at what Tank just said on Twitter about Gary. Like, we really want the Gary fight. I had over 800 votes. People picked Gary. And Tank said, I ain't fighting him. He got a broke shoulder and a loss. So he ain't fighting Mars with that eye looking like that.
Hopefully not. But either way, man.
And Al, let's be real. How much do Al love Mata as he put him in there with Tank? Tank, that eye already worse than Margaritos. He might take that eye out his face.
I mean, was it as bad the time? Oh no, actually, matter of fact,
Nah,
it
bro.
wasn't
My
as
man
bad the
don't.
first time
When the
they signed,
last
right?
time you
Because
seen? When the last time you seen Marez without glasses, without sunglasses, blocking that
without
shit out?
sunglasses, yeah, that's
Nah,
true.
man. I hope he's okay. I wouldn't put him in there with Tank. That wouldn't. He must need money. If he trying to fight Tank, he must need some money. And he got restaurants. And I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
I agree with you, but maybe the fighter in Mares is like, that's that one fight I never had, and maybe he's trying to come back just for that one Tank fight himself.
Yeah, he gonna be a pirate after that motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, like I would rather Garcia, but I could kind of see them pulling some bullshit with Mares and putting him on like Showtime.
Shit, the fight of that gonna be One Eye Willie. That's gonna be the title, One Eye Willie. Listen, let me get to some other people. New York Bullet, motherfucking Tank gonna have Jim Jones walking him to the ring singing that shit because, bruh, Mares will lose his eye. He better not. They better do Mares, Carl Frampton, Mares, Leo Santa Cruz. Don't do Mares. Tank, man, they trying to kill my man. No, man, I fuck with Mares, man. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. If you on Twitter, go ahead and request to speak, and we're going to bring you on. We're going out to Discord. Looks like we got LV Slugger. What up? LV.
TBV.
What up? What up?
What up? Yeah, man, this is great news right here. You know what I'm saying? This is great news. You know what I'm saying? Big fight, big event. You know what I'm saying? And this definitely I was big on Spence Bud being like one of them fights to grow the sport. And this one of them ones as well, man. You know, a huge fight for the sport, man. It's definitely to bring them younger eyes on the sport and just, you know, it's just great, man. I can't wait for it. You know what I'm saying? I've been to the Tank Barrios fight, and, I can't wait for this one. I'm definitely planning on being out there. You know what I'm saying? This is huge. But you were saying on the Tank fight, Tank next fight, I talking about Quelo. We all know Ryan want to fight at 140. I feel like if he was to fight Quelo and come back down, he'll get a lot of blowback from the, Ryan fans and boxing media. You fought this man at 140, then you come back down to 136. You know what I'm saying? But he is the A side, like you've been saying, so he can do whatever he wants. But I think he'll get a lot of blowback on that. So I think it probably would be Hector if that's the rumor. But like one of the calls, that's not no tune-up. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if he do that, that's a you got to get that man his credit for that. That's the champion at 130. So that'll definitely be a good fight. But I don't know if they gonna do that going straight into a round fight. But this is definitely a huge event. And the Four Kings documentary came out. You know what I'm saying? We had this conversation came up about our era of the Four Kings, and this will be the first of the two. First of the two of the our quote unquote, the Four Kings of our era actually getting in the ring with each other. So, hopefully, man, we get this fight, man. This is definitely a huge event. I can't wait for it.
What you mean? Devin just be the king.
But he wasn't considered. I'm talking about back when the Four Kings documentary came out. Cambosos wasn't considered that. When we were talking about the Four Kings, he wasn't in that conversation.
Of course he was. He wasn't in it because he wasn't a king. But last I checked, he defeated the king.
I mean,
when you defeat a king,
based on that. But I'm just saying, off star power,
Star power. Hagler wasn't a star, homie. What are you talking about? If history repeating itself, you ain't got to be a star. And I just been sent some information from Abner Mars himself, who said, let me look this up. He said that he just wanted to clear it up. He's obviously hearing the rumor that we're hearing. And he says, no, sir. He says, false, lies. Tank Davis has something good lined up for his career and legacy. And as my stablemate, I support him. And this was 11-9. So definitely 9 days ago. But um, still recent enough for him to clear his name and not be an opponent. We're going out to Twitter space, Casual Hardcore, Ra. What up?
What's going on? Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Thank you for calling in. Happy Friday.
I guess mostly I have a question. I've been, involved in the sport and really just fell in love with it a little over a year ago. And these ups and downs in the industry has made me go, look, I'm not about to get excited just because I hear a date. So I guess my question for the experts would be, should I just when is it really official? When I see it on BoxRec, when I hear the first bell ring, because I'm just feeling like, I'm getting janked around and played in this industry, So my question to you would be, when should we really believe that a fight is going down? Is it when it's on BoxRec? What do you say?
Honestly, I could be technical and tell you can't believe it until they get in the ring, because we've had everything happen. We've had tickets go on sale and the fight doesn't happen, where the promoter has to refund everybody. We've had contracts signed where the fight doesn't happen. Maybe someone got injured or sick in camp. But technically, until they get in the ring, you just never know with this sport, because the fighters are the business and the fighter. The camp can be a telling point of that, and maybe he doesn't make it out of camp. Maybe he doesn't get out of camp 100%. Maybe that fight doesn't happen because of that. But usually a good sign is ticket sales. There's not a lot of fights that tickets go on sale and then those fights get canceled. Has it happened? Absolutely. Is it often? No. Usually if tickets are on sale, that fight's going down.
Right. So I feel like we should just all keep our cool. Sure, we can get excited about January 7th. We don't even know, who Tank is fighting yet. But to announce this Gervonta Davis before versus Ryan Garcia, to even mention it to me seems like they just it's just a teaser. It's just to get us excited for no reason. So
I think honestly,
I hope we all stay cool. Huh?
I think honestly the reason they did it is because the biggest hurdle for us as hardcore boxing fans is getting the two broadcasters to come to an agreement to allow their investment to walk away, right? Because at the end of the day, DAZN spent hella money on Ryan and renegotiated publicly with Ryan twice. Showtime spent hella money on Tank and made him into a pay-per-view attraction. I won't use the word star until he sells a little bit more, because I know people get upset about using the word star without him selling, big numbers. But he is an attraction that does make millions of dollars on pay-per-view. So I think that's why the world is excited, because the business of boxing has allowed this fight in theory and principle. Key word, principle is the word that DAZN used. They have an agreement in place in principle. It's drawn up. No contracts have been exchanged. And we're assuming it's because there's a tune-up and a court trial.
All right. Well, I appreciate the insight. I really do. And that's all really I have to say. Thank you for that.
I got all my little boxing fans on YouTube asking, what's your Twitter? I don't want to give it out unless you want it out.
Oh, yeah. My Twitter is you can give it out. You want to type it into the chat, you mean?
No, I mean, say it out loud so they can follow you.
Got it. It's at Kaz Hardcore Ride. So that's CAS Hardcore HARDCORE. Ride is RHY. And thank you for the follows, you all.
Thank you, and we look forward to hearing you call back in. Appreciate your take. Let's see who else is available. If you want to go ahead and voice your opinion, you want to give us your thoughts on today's subject, please go ahead and request to speak either on Twitter Spaces and or Discord where we are taking callers. CYP California. What up? Don't forget to smash that thumbs up if you're right here on youtube.com. And I seen Pound for Pound Jack asking us how many more subscribers we needed to get to 159,000. And it looks like we need about 250 now. We're at 158,755. So, yeah, man, hopefully with another 250, we get to that goal. Let's get to it today. Can we celebrate today? What up? CYP, you dropped off, going back to you. What up, what up, what up? CYP, we hear nothing. Bagman Russ, what up? Got the bag, man. Russ.
You got me? You got me?
I got you, even though you sound like you still got your Bluetooth connected. Damn, he dropped off. All right, on Twitter, come on. Request to speak while we get these Discord people together. Bagman Russ, what up?
Yo, what's going on, Ness? Good morning, sir.
Good morning, good morning.
Hey, I have a question for you, and this is you with your history and you know what I'm saying, like out of respect. Hey, bro, why are we really so excited about this Tank? Like, I respect, Tank as a fighter, he dope. I'm not knocking anything that man doing. Ryan as a fighter, dope. I'm not knocking anything that man doing. But this fight, ain't this fight more on the level of like a Boots Ennis, Virgil Ortiz kind of jump? Like,
I mean, not necessarily, because Tank has been a 3-division champ. So Boots and Virgil ain't been champs yet. That's the only difference. But yeah, it is like Boots and Virgil that it's the two. Well, I guess Tank ain't really young no more. He about to be 30, but like he looks young and he's considered in that young bracket with the rest of the young 35. So it's like two up and comers that we've been wanting to see, but they ain't fight yet.
Right. That's it. Like you got all of this. I think, Ryan never really having a shot at any of the belts at 135. Tank kind of being, it feel like he looking down on all of the stuff that was going on at Top Rank with the belt shuffle and Haney and all of that. Like, he was just like, nah, I ain't even about to go through all of that. It's just weird to me. It doesn't calm my excitement for the fight. Like, I'm excited to see the fight, but like with fights, like it's crazy to think that this fight is the biggest fight in boxing when Spence Crawford has more ramifications, and the guys are older, they're kind of more in their, well, I don't know, but maybe a little past. I mean, I get it. That's my call, bro.
For sure.
That's really what I wanted. I just wanted to ask that.
Nah, no worries, man. Listen, we just glad you guys choose us to get it off your chest. Sometimes it ain't a question, it's just a statement. Sometimes it's just frustration, We don't understand why we got to get these tune-ups, why we got to get in between fights, why these fights got to drag out. So, that's what this platform is for, man, for you to call in, voice your opinion, get it off your chest. Maybe you made the right pick, so you get to celebrate. Maybe you didn't, so you express those frustrations. We going out to Beauty while mommying. Beauty while mommying. What up? You got to unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Hey, what's going on? Nice TVB fam. This is LaShawn. It's just my Twitter.
How are you?
I'm good, baby. Look, I just wanted to say I'm glad that this fight is going down. I also wanted to give a shout out to the ladies. I've been doing it on in the chat. We need to have more of a presence up in here. I know that it's more than 6% of us boxing fans, so let's make ourselves known. Like, we in the building, you understand? But I'm happy this fight going on. I'm tired of hearing them refer to the dude that beat Colbert as a tune-up fighter, but that's neither here nor there. They'll catch on eventually, hopefully. And have a blessed day. Love the TBV man.
All right, LaShawn, appreciate you. Let me ask you, you from Baltimore, huh? Because I heard that too.
Yeah. Why everybody always making fun of the way I talk? Yeah, so I'm from Baltimore.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, LaShawn, for calling in. It's funny, because right away people know I'm from the East Coast, but they assume New York. And it's like that. Everybody got that accent to distinguish where they from. Once I heard you say "two," I said, "Oh, she from Baltimore." Rizzo, what up? Rizzo, what
What's
up?
up? How you?
All right, we hear you.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Hello?
I hear you. Just talk, Rizzo.
Can you hear me?
We do. Just speak.
Oh, okay. I can't really hear you, but pretty much I just want to let everybody know Tank's gonna end up fighting Gary Russell Jr. They both from the DMV. If y'all checked out the video, Gary Russell was on the Porter podcast in New York. I know Tank said that he said they wouldn't fight Gary Russell on Twitter, but that's cap. He's going to fight Gary Russell. I know the Russells very well. They actually live right up the street. I'm from the DMV area.
So
Gary
you saying Gary Russell
out.
Jr.
So he's going to get a payday. He's going to fight Tank in January. And if that happens, I'd like to see Ryan Garcia fight somebody like Sergey Lipinets at 140.
All right. Well, Lipinets would be a good fight, but that is also a PBC guy. And it's like, why would we help Ryan build Ryan? I got Noel, right? No, not L. No, what up?
Hey, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
Perfect.
You hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
All right, man. So for one thing I got to say about the whole Tank and Ryan fight, I don't think we should be too excited about the fight. Definitely be excited because of the fact that it's official. They both signed. The both networks got together. As far as the business side of it, this proves that the both networks can work together. So hopefully, with other fights, they can do the same thing. If they're as big as Tank and Ryan, but as far as the fight, I mean, I think Tank got him in the later rounds. I think Tank's really skilled. He knows the ring well. Ryan has been in there with a couple guys, as Campbell and Fortuna, but Tank has been there with a bunch of other guys too, like Leo Santa Cruz. His latest fight knocked out Rolly, Jose Pedraza, and then if he fights someone like Hector Luis at 130, if he fights Hector Luis at 130 in DC, that's to be a great fight. That's another belt in his arsenal. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't no tune-up at all. So for honestly all the DMV boys and the Baltimore boys saying that it's a tune-up, because that's all I'll be hearing now. If he fights Hector Luis, it really isn't. Because if it was one of them Russell boys, it wouldn't be a tune-up. You know what I'm saying? Because they have a long history. From all the DMV boys saying they have a long history with Tank. Tank and Russell boys, they beef a lot, and that'll be a big fight too. To be honest, I like to see that fight. I wouldn't mind if it was a Russell boy, but to say it's a tune-up because it's Hector Luis, man, that's crazy to me.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Thank you for calling in, my friend. We do appreciate Noel for joining us, and we look forward to hearing you again. Remember, if you want to call in a second time, you're going to need to send a $5 Cash App to the Boxing Voice. $ Boxing Voice. That's $THABOXINGVOICE. The numerical number 1. Or right here on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. You could just send a $5 super chat and say you want a counterpunch. SDX Renzi, what up? Didn't we get to you today?
Yes, they're sending that counterpunch. I had to call back in today, man. I don't like how they trying to throw this weight thing around, like Tank trying to drain Ryan down to 136. But it's like we already saying that Tank is going down to fight this quote unquote tune up at 130. And then he's gonna come back up to fight Ryan at the 136. And it's like, okay, so even the opponent, Ryan gonna get a tune-up, which most likely is really gonna be a tune-up, unless he magically take one of these people, the names they've been throwing out there, people saying the Maxie Hughes, all these names they throwing out there. It's like we don't really see a top level. None of us we can all agree that none of us see Golden Boy putting Ryan in there before this Tank fight with somebody that could really mess up the fight happening like Tank is about to do.
Nah, I can't see Golden Boy putting somebody in there with Ryan as dangerous as the guy Tank is rumored to fight.
They won't do that, right, Ness?
I don't think so.
Exactly. So I'm like, why are we gonna even sit here and debate about the weight and try to make it seem like Tank trying to nah, Tank is doing what he feels is best for him. And we gonna act like, okay, Ryan did choose to move up to 140. He left 35 on his own. We want to talk about like he's this real 140. Shit, even Devin. We know Devin been struggling to make the weight he making. But what Devin do? Devin do what he gotta do because he's a fucking fighter. Look at all this layoff time Ryan done had. If Ryan really was in the gym and really was a fighter, that 135 or even 136 wouldn't be a problem for him. But that's his layoff time, all this, we can say the mental health and all that shit, but a lot of these fighters, regardless mental health or not, they still in the gym. That's true. And I'm not going to take that away from him, but that weight shit, y'all could throw that out the window, man. If the fight gonna happen, the fight gonna happen at whatever weight these two fighters agreed on, which Ryan agreed to, 36. So y'all could throw that shit out the window. And with Tank taking this fight, if he go down to 130, like you said, and clean up that belt, and then come back up and fuck Ryan up, I don't want to hear shit about, Tank don't fight the top, and they always want to press that because Tank ain't fight Devin yet. But like we said, with the Bud situation and the Spence, bro, it gotta make sense business wise and on a lot more levels than just the best lineup and fight the best.
All right, champ.
You gotta try to get the best opposition you can, and I feel like when Tank does, he do what he can.
I mean, I'll tell you one thing, brother. He fights Hector Garcia. People will be happy with his selection. And while there are some crazy people calling it a tune-up, that's because they're not educated. Rizzo, I see you got your request ready to speak. I hope you know you got to send that $5 Cash App or counterpunch. You know what I'm saying? And if you're on Twitter and you want to double up or you want to talk for the first time, go ahead and request Rizzo. What up? Rizzo. Okay, let me go to these super chats, see what we got. Looks like we stopped off at New York Bullet. And he said, can we see Tank fighting Abner even off a draw for the comeback? No, we made that clear. Abner said that's not what's on the cards for Tank. Mike Wilkins, $5 super chat, says, what's good, Ness? Ryan could face Hughes or Diaz before his showdown with Tank. What you think, brother? Definitely Maxie Hughes for the IBO title. Definitely not Jojo Diaz off a loss. I got Supreme Tax with the 199 super chat. He says, I like Tank like the rest, but y'all sleeping on Ryan. Supreme Tank, Tax, I agree with you, but you were supposed to fight in Border Wars. Where the fuck you been at? Is you ready to sign up? Is you ready to show us that you can fight? Just saying. Mike Wilkins, $5 super chat. He says Tank versus Marez in January. Ryan versus Nakatilia. Negative on that. Nakatilia is with Top Rank, and Marez is with PBC. And he just said that he wishes his stablemate Tank the best, so I highly doubt that they're going to send him across the street. But for anybody that doesn't know what Border Wars is, you can check out our episodes. Come to our YouTube channel and just type in the word Border Wars, and you'll get our latest episode. We're going to be holding an event right here in Las Vegas, February 25th. If you feel like you want to get in the ring and test your abilities as a fighter, we will match you up. Now, go check our previous 13 seasons so you can see how well we do our matchmaking. People do not get, mismatched, right? And we take this process very seriously. We have a lot of fighters and people in the boxing industry usually at our event, whether it's a USA Boxing official judging your card or it's a professional fighter being the, celebrity referee or a celebrity judge or just a spectator. Check out our Border Wars series because we're back February 25th. We're having a card. We got about 14 fights. We can line you up if you want to get in there and mix it up. So DM me. I got a little questionnaire for you to fill out, and we'll go from there. On Discord, if we have any other callers, go ahead and raise your hand. Same on Twitter. CYP, third time. CYP, I don't know why it ain't working for you, but we don't hear nothing that you're saying, dude. I got Pac on Twitter. CYP, click the link on Twitter, B. Call in on Twitter Spaces, because something's wrong with your Discord. Pat, what up?
All right, what up, bro? I'm just freaking excited. I'm ready for that Tank versus Ryan fight. I think I would have said Tank, would whoop him easy, but now I don't even know. There's a reason why Ryan's, I guess you can say confident in his abilities to take on Tank now. So it's going to be a good fight regardless. Devin's top dog, though. Everybody knows that, but good fight. Looking forward to it.
All right, brother. Thank you for calling in. So I've been given, hopefully you've been listening to this from the beginning till this exact moment, because we just got some new information, and this is the beauty of the team, man. They're always working, so let's go ahead and do that. Where are you? Where are you? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Boom. Right? Here we go. Boom. I got it locked. My bad. Unlock. Now we got it. Screen share. Okay, that's the wrong one. So you seen that by mistake, and you're still seeing that. But it's this. Nope, not her. Where'd it go? Oh, it's right here. Boom. Check this out. So it is Hector Luis Garcia, fellas. Hector Garcia. It is him. Check it out. Straight from Tank's team.
For January 7th?
Yeah.
Yeah, Garcia.
That's Kenny Ellis that said Garcia.
Hector Garcia?
Listen, Ron felt some kind of way, so he went and got his uncle. Now his uncle feel like he want to fight Tank and shit.
Okay, so I got it. We all screen share.
Get fucked up.
And then we come back and how long did we come back?
I don't know the date.
A number of months.
Okay, I'll take that.
2023.
But so y'all ready go crazy in DC, and then y'all gonna pack it up and take the trip to Vegas.
I don't know where the fuck that's gonna be at, man.
It say Vegas.
Maybe.
So now my question is, that's my question. Where at in Vegas?
All right, so they've already moved on from the Garcia, so it's Garcia in January. Now, obviously, Garcia can price himself out, and this can maybe not come to fruition, but that's Coach Kenny Ellis. Looks like it's motherfucking Hector in January. That's crazy. Shout out Tank. Shout out Tank. And look, again, one thing we know is Tank said is cap that Mayweather's involved. If they fight Hector, we know who had the training wheels on Tank. We can see who was holding him back from being him. Because this is what he's about to choose as a stay busy fight. You know that wasn't their decision. You know if they was a part of this, that wouldn't even come to fruition. That wouldn't even be an option. That wouldn't be an option. We all know that man is dangerous. You can't have a year the way he just had and assume that Hector's some pushover, some walkover that you could just get a win on. You could just bring him to your hometown and shine. Nah. I like this. This that new shit. I like this. This showing that he really on some fighter shit, bro. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Shout out to the producer, Canna, sending that late and giving us a little bit more to talk about. Just refreshed our super chat page. I'm checking on Twitter Spaces. Looks like we got no more callers. Looks like we got a $10 super chat from Rizzo. No words, just sending love, probably for his cash app. For his counterpunch and a little extra. We do appreciate you. We got Coach Rivera that says Alex is in Texas with the Mexicans that fight tonight. Yes, so he's talking about Coach Alex Rivera, who is the trainer of Rashidi Ellis. And earlier today, I told you that, Alex was busy. He didn't get back to me, left me on red. But then he hit me back and told me, obviously, he was in Texas and that Rashidi's back January-ish. Looks like we got to everybody. We got to request Queens of the Ring. Queen, what up?
What it do? I just have a couple of quick questions because maybe you can explain this to me. I need to know the hype behind Ryan Garcia. What is it that you guys see in him? Because I'm in agreement with a caller that called in maybe like 2 or 3 calls ago. He doesn't understand the hype behind Ryan Garcia, and neither do I. I feel like Tank is going to face plant him maybe mid through the fight. I'm not sure what round, but I need to know what is it that has the hype around him as big as you guys have in mind. I say you guys,
but you gotta understand. You gotta understand. He's beaten top amateurs. He beat Haney 3 times.
Okay.
Like he's got legit speed. He's faster than most boxers in his division, without a doubt. He's got natural power. He dropped Campbell after being dropped. So not only have we seen him suffer adversity, we've seen him come back from it, and not just come back, but the ultimate comeback. He got the stoppage. Then he hit Fortuna with the left hook to show that his power is real by knocking out a former champion. Nah, Ryan is the goods. Does he make mistakes? Yeah, all boxers do. His knock is he keeps his chin up. We'll see, can Tank reach that chin?
Do you think that he will be able to do that same thing in the ring with Tank Davis? That's going to be thing that makes this fight.
The question is, can Tank do what he done with Ryan? Because Tank ain't never fought nobody with Ryan's speed and power across from him.
No. I'm hoping he pull a Leo Santa Cruz, which I think he could.
Yeah, Leo ain't nowhere near as fast as Ryan, and Leo ain't nowhere near as naturally big. Leo started his career, I believe, at like 118, 115. Like, there's no way. Leo, maybe 122 for Leo, but I doubt he was that heavy. Like, Leo ain't Ryan. Ryan is a natural 135-pounder that's already moved up. He could be a welterweight when it's all said and done.
Well, we watched him handle big weight. He got in there and fought Mario Barrios. Mario's not no little guy either. He
He's
handled that
he's
well.
not a little guy, Queen, but nobody ever said Barrios was Ryan. Nobody ever thought Barrios had the ceiling of Ryan. Like Ryan is considered to be better than and considered to go further than in his
But if
career.
Tank beats him, are y'all going to still have that same oomph behind him?
I said it earlier. Even if Tank beats him, I guarantee that Ryan becomes a world champion. It'll only look better for Tank because he's get a win over a dude that comes back like Pedraza and becomes a champ. But I believe Ryan, with the social media power that he has, with the promoter that he's with, even if he loses, he'll get another title shot. Like, of course.
We'll see. I hope he can recover because for me, he didn't fight after that whole Luke Campbell situation because he couldn't get his mind back right. So if Tank beats him, it's going to take him a while to become the Ryan Garcia that y'all expecting him to see. So because of you and because of all the people that watch the show, I'm going to give him a chance. Because to me, he's going to do the same thing he did with Luke Campbell, not be able to get his bearings back and fight low shit competition until he gets something like this again, which is Tank.
I hear you. I definitely hear you, but we got to give fighters the opportunity. Like people like to say, like, who is he fought? But you know, he's getting that opportunity to fight Tank. So we'll see what he does. I don't think he's trash. Like you can't beat Devin 3 times. Like it's not like Devin beat him 4. They tied. They
Well,
tied.
if we got to go back to the amateurs, the Ugas beat Crawford.
No,
Like, can he beat him now?
and you're right, but guess what? I'm glad you brought that up. Ugas did beat Crawford in the amateurs, and that's why he became a pro and beat Pacquiao in the pros. See how that works? So what you do in the amateurs on a high level, you best believe is going to come back around in the pros.
Okay. All right. I'm going to take your advice and I'm going to sit back and wait for it. I'm going to give him a benefit of the doubt just to see.
I think Ryan maybe could beat Alberto Puello at 140 and become a champ. But I'm going to get to some other callers. I don't know. What do y'all think? Would Ryan be an underdog to the 140-pound champ Alberto Puello, or would he be a favorite? Like, we say Ryan ain't as good as people try to act like he ain't good, but you ain't picking many people to beat him. It ain't many people you picking to beat him. But we do got a poll that we about to wrap up. We almost at 900 votes, so go ahead and, pat yourself on the back, give it a little clap. 57% believe, yes, it's as good as done. So the poll question was, do you believe basically that this fight is real? 57%, almost 60 believe, yes, it's real. They believe it's done. And I'm going to live in that optimism as well. I think that it will get done. We got a lot of callers on Discord. Philly, what up? That's Danny Garcia's daughter? Philly, you got to accept. If you on Twitter, we willing to rock out with you, but you got to request. If you on Twitter, go ahead and quote, tweet, retweet. Get this space a little popping. What up, Philly?
Oh, sure. What up? Shout out to Tucson, Arizona. We out here working. Just want to get my thoughts on the fight. You know what I mean? It's just there's been a lot of boxing. It's in a tough spot right now. You know what I mean? With Spence and Crawford, bunch of disappointments. Not really looking forward to many fights this year, really. Except I think next week, Sean Cepeda and Regis Prograis are gonna get it on. I think this fight is gonna happen. I already put like $200 with some of my friends and stuff. I think Tank's gonna murder him. I really do. Um, yeah, and I'm here next to a friend. Give your thoughts. Me personally, I don't believe that the fight will end up happening, but in the case that it does happen, I believe that Ryan Garcia will win just because just the way the styles add up.
Can you talk into the mic, brother? Whoever you put on the phone, they sound too far.
Hello?
Yes.
All right, so I believe that Ryan Garcia will get the W just because just the way the styles, add up and stuff. I think Ryan Garcia will end up catching him with something when Tank comes in. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well, all right, brother. Appreciate you calling in, Philly. We got you. We going out to James Payne, Lethal, Tennessee, Nashville. What up?
It's me checking in from the great state of Tennessee. It's your boy James Payne, Mr. Lethal himself, and you know, like I know, the best part of waking up. CBV in my cup always, man. And shout out to the alumni that made this slogan world famous. Yeah, man, this is great news. This is very, very encouraging on the boxing landscape. I'm personally more interested in the business behind the matchup to see how are they able to get this worked out logistically to make all of the numbers make sense to get both of the fighters what they were looking for in the negotiation so that they would agree to set this up regardless of the stipulations. I'm also interested to see what is the promotional, the company situation behind this, as well as how were they able to work out some type of split promotion with the broadcasters. So I'm very interested to see that, so that way we could pattern their process and repeat it. And just in my personal opinion, it looks like this is the beginning of a slow matriculation of PBC guys over to the zone, which is ultimately what we wanted them a few years
Yeah.
Zone first
You
came
pretty
out.
wrong about that, buddy.
You say what?
Pretty wrong about that. This is not a Showtime DAZN. This is strictly Showtime. DAZN only gets to sell it. The production and the announcers, everything is Showtime.
That's good, but it still like gets the discussion going between parties, all parties that beat, so
Nah,
that these guys
absolutely, but it sounded like you said, this is the beginning of PBC fighters going to the zone when that's not the case. Like, we don't even
I
have
think I
that.
think I think that it's a good opportunity for the zone to make positive impression on PBC talent. I also think that the powers that be at PBC, this is an opportunity for them to get familiar with the zone's head personnel and staff, and see that they're easy to work with, possibly there could be a destination for PBC's talents, considering that they have such an exorbitant a huge roster, and there's a lot of guys without dates and without broadcasting homes. So I think it's a great destination for PBC talent. That's something that they should keep open and in the back of their mind so they could potentially use it later on. And this is a great introduction towards that process, regardless of how they're gonna set it up. Even if the zone gotta take the back seat coming in the front door later on down the line, they could be having their own PBC featured night, which would be an awesome thing for those people still paying the zone subscribership fees, because I think it could help justify some of the costs. So that's my call, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate the back and forth, and I appreciate the discussion and the continued news reporting. Y'all know what it is, man. It's the illest, trillest, dopest boxing podcast in the entire galaxy. Third rock from the sun, astrologically. I am James Payne, lethal the blue collar bullet, checking out.
All right, James, Tennessee. Thank you for calling in. Twitter Spaces, y'all playing us. We only got 6 retweets. Like, damn, there's way more than 6 people there. Is it that difficult to just hit the retweet button? We got the real Jack Fresher.
Yo, what's up, man? It's the real Jack Fresher.
What up, champ?
What's up, bro? Coming from Chicago, man. How's it going, Boxing Voice?
Can't complain, man. Happy to have you calling in.
Of course, man. I listen to y'all, man. But I just wanna give my take on that Ryan Garcia and Tank fight. I honestly think Ryan has a chance. It's weird because Ryan, his power is his left hand. He's orthodox, but he fights orthodox, and he's long. He has long arms. He punches down a lot.
Babe,
you get what I'm saying? And and Gervonta is like literally like right there where his punches land, where his like most powerful punches land. I'm not saying that he can knock Tank out, but I think he can hurt him. I think he can kind of hurt him. I think he could kind of hurt Tank with a body. And but Tank, I feel like it's like a Rolly in a Tank fight. It's like one punch could change the whole fight. And but I just think everybody's saying Ryan is like go get blown out. Like Ryan don't have like some type of skill. I think if Ryan really focused on trying to learn how to evade punches, learn how to move around with his head, stop and not keep his chin up, I think he'll be fine. I think he'll actually have a chance. But he is long. He has long arms. He has a weird. He like I said, his power is in his left. He fights orthodox, so that's different. And he got power, and he doesn't get mad. So imagine him actually being mad in that fight. Do you think he get more powerful after that, or do you think he just
I don't know,
kind of, or do
man. I
you,
mean, most trainers say they don't want you to fight upset. Very few trainers want you to go in the ring angry. So
you
I
can
don't
be
know.
upset and smart at the same time. You can be upset and be like, you know what? Okay, I got him. I got something for him. And I think like since Ryan is not like like if you watch Dragon Ball Z, it's like Goku and Vegeta. When Goku gets upset, he gets real powerful. And Vegeta is hard for him because he's already mad. You get what I'm saying? So like with Ryan, I just know. I mean, I'm gonna go for Tank because I feel if Tank did what Luke Campbell did to him, it's over with for Ryan. And I know Tank is finna go for that 1-1 two, and he gonna go for that 1-1. And they go hit him with the hook. I know that's what he go for the whole fight. But I think if Ryan can evade that, hit him with a body, he can actually hurt Tank.
Mm. Well, champ, thank you for breaking it down. We definitely appreciate your take. Looks like we got to everybody on Twitter Spaces and on Discord. Any last minute people want to join us, now is the time to do so. And if you haven't already smashed that thumbs up, go ahead and do so. Want to shout out my peoples on Twitter Spaces that took us from, I believe we had 6 retweets and now we're at 9, so at least 3 more people done did that. We got a little super chat to get to from Plainview, Texas. Big Super Mex, $5 super chat says, boxing fans disappointing me this week. We finally get 2 big fights we want, and we still complaining about ring sizes and weight. Ness was right. Y'all fickle boxing fans. So, yes, shout out to Supermax with the $5 super chat. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and subscribe. We are officially at 158,758 subscribers, so we still need about 250, 300 more subs to get us to the next goal. We're trying to do that before 12 o'clock today, so go ahead and tell 300 of your best, closest, greatest friends to subscribe to the bestest, greatest boxing podcast out there. And if you are on Twitter and want to request to speak, go ahead and do so. Liam, what up? Liam, did you hit retweet?
Hello?
Why you ain't hit retweet, Liam? Why you ain't share my shit?
I'm about to. I just got on.
All right.
I just wanted to say, right, Ryan hasn't made 135-ish in like 2 years. He fought at 138. And I also consider like his mental health too. Like those 2 factors are gonna like really like bother him when he fights Tank or whatever.
So you basically calling in to say he's not 100%.
Yeah, 100%. He hasn't made that weight. It might be difficult for him to make that weight because he fought to go and what's his name at 138. So 136 or 135 might be an issue for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure it will be, but I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on other stuff, but I forgot what I was going to say, man. Thanks, bro.
All right. Thank you for calling in. Listen, if you remember, Don't forget to just dial us right back. We're here, rocking and rolling. Don't forget to hit that retweet. As you said, you just joined and you haven't hit that retweet just yet. Go ahead and do so. Are we getting a request from my man, Ron Boy Fresh? Because you raised your hand, but I don't see this say request. Let me know, and we'll get you in. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. You do have to request on Twitter so that I know you're available and ready to rock and roll. And it looks like, yes, Ron Boy Fresh. What up, Slim? Gotta unmute.
Yeah, what's good?
What up, what up?
Slim, I caught you too, Ma. I caught you.
What?
When you said Slim, I got you.
Yeah. I'm hooked on it now.
I could dig it. I could dig it. Man, look, man. You know, I like the fight, big, but I think this is a sink or swim for Rod. I think this is going to be a segue to make Rod celebrity box because Golden Boy didn't put Rod in the right fight to prepare for Davis, bro. I'm sorry. They did. They did. There's no fight to tell me that he can beat Davis, that they prepared him to beat Davis. That's just the way I look at it. He got all the attributes. It sounds good, but what fight prepared him for Davis? Don't say Luke Cannon. That's not even it. You dig what I'm saying? I think they should have made the Williams and Pater fight. And I always said that, are we sure that Rod is the best 135 pounder over at Golden Boy? I've been saying Williams and Pater is tenacious over that motherfucker. And he will give Rod a hell of a lot of problems. That fight should have been made. You dig? But then Williams and Pater fucked around and fight a motherfucker. They didn't want to fight when he fought JoJo. Special shout out to JoJo for paying me my money on that fight too.
Wait,
you dig what I'm getting at?
You made a bet with JoJo Diaz?
Yeah, that motherfucker paid me my bread. Yeah, everybody know that because he talked that shit. Because I was like, yeah. He paid me. We made, I think it was 500 or something like that. We made 500. He jumped out there and didn't think. Yeah, he jumped out there. No, JoJo cool though. He paid me $8. No problem. No problem with JoJo. He's so confident that he could, because he thought he saw Williams and Pater. A lot of people thought Williams and Pater looked suspect the two previous fights. I was like, yeah, well, I got whatever to say that Williams and Pater dog walked. And he was like, all right, bet it. And he bet it like the real G. That's cool. But back to this Rod and Davis shit. I just think this is I personally think this is a cash out, or they want to finagle a way to make this a trilogy. I just don't like this fight for Rod. And I got Davis by stoppage. Bro. Like, I just don't like this fight. They didn't prepare him properly. He should have fought Williams and Pater, man. I'm sorry, man. You dig what I'm saying? You dig?
Dangerous fight, though, man. You could ruin the bag. You fight Cepeda. And Cepeda, let's say Cepeda beats Ryan. Yeah, but if Cepeda beats Ryan, he doesn't become the star that Ryan is, and the fight with Tank ain't as big. Like, Cepeda Tank ain't going to be as big as Ryan Tank. So it's like, why would we do that?
Exactly. That's my point, though. That gets to my point. They didn't make one single fight to prepare him for Davis. That's why I say this might be a segue to a celebrity career for Rod. And I disagree with you by saying Rod can beat motherfuckers at 140. No, he can't. I can name several motherfuckers that Rod can't beat at 140.
So wait a minute.
No, he can't, Mo.
So
like
you don't think he'll be the favorite versus what's my man name that just won the belt? Alberto Puello?
Who, Puello? Yeah. He might be the favorite off of popularity and name recognition, but skill wise, absolutely not. Hell no.
So you picking Alberto Puello?
I'll pick Puello. I can tell you 10 fighters at 140. I'll pick and put money up, and you know I do the money thing. So if you want that, and we do the money thing. Oh yeah, and I'm betting on I want to sidetrack. I'm betting on that motherfucker to beat motherfucking AY this weekend too. So I'm gonna put money on that. I think Anthony Yard is gonna fuck up. But anyway, let's go back. So I can name 10 fighters at 140 that I can't fuck with right now.
10.
Puello can be 10. Puello is one of them. Antoine is another one. I'ma still say Sabril Matias is another one. Josh Taylor is another one. And I'ma still say he can't fuck with Tio. He can't fuck with Jose Ramirez. I can go down the list, Mo. He can't fuck with Sandor Martin.
I think he beats
He ain't sure.
Ramirez. I think he beats Ramirez.
I mean, you can. I
Definitely
got you. I don't think
Sandor
so.
Martin. Come on, man. Sandor.
Nah. Sandor can box, Mo. I think Sandor can box. And he can take away. But like I said, I just don't. I don't think they prepared him to make these fights. Like that's all I'm saying. He got all the attributes, but they didn't prepare him right, Mo. That's all I'm getting at. And right now, I see a lot of motherfuckers cleaning him up. Williams Zepeda is one of them. And Davis, that ain't even gonna be. Man, look, man, he getting. Mine's just too defensively irresponsible. Like he just too
Yo,
fucking defensive.
Sandor Martin. I know that fighter A beating B don't mean he could beat C, but my man
Yeah,
lost.
I know that.
He lost to Yigit. He lost to Yigit.
Okay,
Like
I got you.
skill wise, Yigit don't got the speed or the power.
I got you.
Forget
I
anything
got you.
else we can mention. Like he ain't got the speed or the
And
power compared to Ryan.
but what I'm saying is, I still take Sandor Martin, and I'm willing to put money on it. That's all. We could just have a different opinion about that. I just feel
Is you
different
putting
about
money?
this.
And I'm just asking, as you putting money on
Yeah, go ahead.
Sandor to upset Tio?
And I told people that this is before when we was talking about. A lot of people know me in the Twitter spaces. I said that Sandor Martin and Tio was the fight that they were trying to make, and then they got a lot of pushback. And you touched on this shit. They got a lot of pushback that when they chose Pedraza. From my understanding, Pedraza was supposed to look spectacular against Comey for them to make that fight. He didn't. That shit into a draw, and so they fell back off the Sandor Martin fight when they should have made the Sandor Martin fight. I think Tio is going to have his hands full with Sandor Martin, and that's a 50-50 fight. Because I know Tio can box. I know Tio can punch, and I know and Tio's been in fights where I've seen him where they prepared him for shit. Ryan has not been prepared for this shit, bro. He just haven't, man. Davis, as much as I'm not a huge Davis, people know I talk shit about Davis, but I never disrespected that man boxing skills. That motherfucker can fight, man. And I'm glad they finally taking the motherfucking bubble wrap off that motherfucker. But at the end of the day, he can fight. He can fight. But putting Ryan there with him, man, fuck all that. And they probably end up fighting Redcatcher or Linares or some shit. Think that's gonna prepare him for a Davis fight. Get the fuck out of here, man. Nah, y'all not trick bagging me, Mo. This either gonna be they're gonna finagle this to some type of trilogy, fake ass trilogy, or Rod is gonna segue his ass to celebrity boxing mode. That's all I got to say about this shit, bro.
All right, well, Ron, boy, fresh. We appreciate you calling in. Definitely appreciate your takes on here, man. So we hope you just keep calling in. And I do want to point our audience to our youngest entrepreneur, sponsor of TBV. Shout out to KenichiBear.com. I mean, this young man, when he started with us, was only 17 years old. Created this company called KenichiBear.com. It's a Bluetooth headset that obviously you can connect to with your desktop, your laptop, your mobile phone, or Xbox and PlayStation and use it as a gaming headset because it has a detachable microphone so that you can use if you are playing Call of Duty or, some Madden or 2K, whatever it is you do. Don't forget to get your set of headsets. And look, you're going to be supporting TBV. You're going to be supporting an amateur that needs these finances to get to his next amateur tournament and to continue his journey to hopefully become a professional. It is the holiday season. It ain't going to cost you nothing to get your kid a set of these Bluetooth gaming headsets and make sure that they can enjoy Xbox without you having to hear all the shooting in the living room or coming through his bedroom door. So go ahead on over to KenichiBear.com, get a set of Hibernation 5s, and tell them TBV sent you by using the code TBV. You're going to get a fat discount of 15% off. And once again, you're going to be supporting your favorite show. We rocking out every single day. And we got to keep the lights on. And, Kenichi Bear is helping us do that. So we showing love right back to the young entrepreneur. Shout out to Carden, who just had a birthday. So if you want to buy him, buy a set of headsets, from his website as a belated birthday gift. You can also do that. Looks like we did get to everybody, but I'm going to recheck everything just in case we got any last minute people jumping on. And the link to purchase the headset is in the live chat right here at youtube.com/the boxing voice. We just refreshed our super chats and we got to everybody. And on Twitter, looks like we also got to everybody. And on Discord, we got Info Joe, California. What up? If you're on Twitter, go ahead and retweet, man. Let's get some more people on here. Let them know that we rocking out every day, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 a.m. Eastern. Info Joe, we don't hear you, man. It's twice in a row for you. What's going on? We're going to wait a little bit more to see if Joe connects because he was not able to. If you're watching this right now on YouTube, go ahead and smash that thumbs up. Looks like we're about a 349. We should have way more than that. Way more than that. But, you know, we'll take what we can get. Checking Discord. Info Joe's back. Let's see, does it work this time? Joe, nothing. Call us on Twitter, Joe. Links in the YouTube. I don't know what's going on with Discord for you guys today, or some of you anyway. Not everybody having issues. The link for Discord is pinned on our live YouTube chat, so you can come over here, Joe, and, you know, see if you want to click that and try to get on, because we are not hearing you on Discord. Going once, going twice. NestGTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Catch me on the next one, 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 3 o'clock Eastern. We're going to have Daryl Peoples, the president of the IBF. We're going to ask him why he hasn't mandated Earl Spence. When the fuck does he plan on making Jerron Boots Ennis the mandatory? And why the fuck did he drop Sean Porter from the rankings after losing his title to Kell Brook all those years ago? No one asked you. We're going to ask you, Mr. Peoples. Peace.